The legendary offseason continues. You checked out where Kyle Shanahan received an award from all people in Kansas City. Some kind of a committee in Kansas City said we choose Kyle Shanahan as NFC Coach of the Year. And Kyle says, really? There's no way I'm showing up for that. So hey, you know the funny thing about it, as soon as Kyle gets there, they go through this ceremony and give out everything. And then after they get through, they go ahead and ask Kyle, so, Kyle, what happened in the Super Bowl? The fourth quarter, it just happened that we were supposed to convert in the last couple of downs, and we didn't, and they did. End of story. Gosh, is it you guys called me all the way over here for that? Anyway, of course, Baltimore Ravens coach, is he Jim? John, we had Jim. Did we have Jim Harbaugh or John Harbaugh? We had John, right? Yeah. We had Jim. Anyway, the Ravens coach Harbaugh got the AFC Coach of the Year. They didn't give it to Andy Reid. How come? They won the Super Bowl because they allowed Nick Bosa to be held for 4 quarters. I really would like, I don't, here's the thing. I would love to see the 49ers play the Chiefs in a regular season game and the refs just play normally, act normally, everything going to me. I'll bet you the 49ers, I bet you that front line I bet they grab his butt a few more times than they did in that Super Bowl. I really do. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's too late. We'll get another shot at him. I have a feeling because this 49ers team, contrary to public belief that every team that goes to the Super Bowl must suffer the year after. No, I don't. There's been a few teams that didn't. I think we'll be one of those. Really do. Anyway, fam, hey, as the combine starts to wrap up, it would seem clear the 49ers' prerogative to start off the offseason is to nourish that wide receiver room. It looks clearly that way, doesn't it? The question is, were we watching the usual tactics to throw the rest of the league off the real scent of what the 49ers' intentions really are? But it doesn't make sense because the 49ers aren't weak in a lot of categories this year. There's not a lot of holes on this roster. Kyle's just tired of every year trying to find out who's the guy or who's the guys on the wide receiver group. Pretty much we've already established who the dude is on running backs. Boy, come on, baby, yeah. Give me Raheem. Yes. And I got to tell you, too, I know everybody say, man, Ronbo, don't start nothing about no Derek McKinnon, man. I'm getting rid of him because the salary's taking up too much space. He ain't did a damn thing. See, I got news for you. And whether we agree on Derek McKinnon or not, the 49ers have this to say about that. Look, we paid that dude $16 million, and if you think we're going to let him say goodbye without giving us a one down, you got another thing coming. I guarantee you Derek McKinnon's still on the team next year. If for no other reason than that, I will pay you $16 million, and then goodbye? No. That's like when you go out on a date. Well, some guys I know do that. You go out on a date, you wine and dine, you spend $150, $200 on a dinner and wine, and you go to the finest club or movie or whatever the thing is, and you get to her front door and good night. It's the same thing. I'm telling you right now. Anyway. And from what we said, all we can assume, though, fam, is that the 49ers are at least doing their due diligence on the 2020 wide receiver class. Bama's Henry Ruggs, LSU's Justin Jefferson, TCHU's Jalen Reagor, all announced making at least an informal meeting with the good guys in red and gold. Ruggs is the type of game-changing speed the 49ers receiving core lacked without Marquise Goodwin in the lineup this last season. And it was really... There were games when we couldn't get the passing game going, And I know that had a lot to do with it. When you look back on, I'm going to look back some more of these games, but there were games we couldn't pass the ball. Everybody blamed Jimmy. But I don't know if it was all him. In fact, you really, Kyle Shanahan's offensive system is not designed to be able to clog up all the lanes and bring that secondary in too close. So we're going to see Ruggs clocked in at 4.27 in the 40-yard dash at the combine. His Bama resume states he collected 1,487 yards on 86 catches and 18 TDs over his final 2 college years. Good Lord, that's a lot of work. Because in college ranks, you don't get that. They don't have that many games. You're not get that many. You do get a lot of touches, but still. Of course, Tua's a great quarterback. Despite his superhero speed, though, Coach Nick Saban called his number only twice. On the run. The 2 chances amounted to 75 yards and a touchdown. It stands to reason Coach Kyle Shanahan has to be chomping at the bit to see if he can get this guy. Now, the chances of getting this guy are almost insurmountable. You're not going to, Ruggs is not going to be around unless the 49ers make a move up. The 2 chances, as I said, amounted to 75 yards and a touchdown. It stands, what I don't understand? This year's wide receiver class is deep, and the 49ers could use an injection of talent at the position. So it makes sense that they're getting started early on in the research for the wide receiver. Kyle is still looking for that guy, man. I made up my mind for this first week of March, though, as to what I want to do, fam. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a little torn between Chase Claypool and Denzel Mims. Mims, for the fact that Mims has got all his body, everything, his body of work, everything says Denzel Mims would work. Chase Claypool. Because I've already made my mind that Deebo Samuel is going to be the man for the Niners for years to come. That's going to be the dude. If Kyle would have listened to me while I was sitting there hollering and screaming, Kyle, Super Bowl, Kyle, give Deebo the damn ball. If he'd have done that we would have won that game. I'm convinced of that. So, I'm a feeling, though, that Jalen Hurd could be outstanding next to Deebo, but if that back continues to be a problem, I'm picking up another Hurd-like receiver in Claypool. I think it could be special, and if they both work out, if either one of those get, you're not going to get both Claypool and Mims. There's no way they're both going to be available. One in the 5th round and one in the 6th round. It's like that is pure pipe dream, ain't it? No, it's not going to happen. But if they did, either one of them, Mims or Claypool, we can get one of those guys. And Deebo's out there doing the Deebo. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You talk about every Sunday singing, ooh, la, la. Ooh, la, 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 la. It'll be like from the 3rd quarter on, easily. That's too much. But we do need a speedster. Somebody's got to open up that field so Kyle can work his magic. So anyway, hey, am I off? And the 49ers looking at there's a lot of guys today in that secondary that look real good. Because I don't think the 49ers are trying to lead anybody or trying to fool anybody. I think Kyle is sick and tired of not having his guy. Kyle's going to keep on going with this every year until he finds his guy. We drafted 2 years in a row. Did we draft a wide receiver in the first year? No, we picked up guys. Dante started it, and last year, Deebo, and Kyle's still looking for that wide receiver. And because of the fact that Dante is pretty much a disappointment so far, he may have a bust-out year. If Vegas puts a line on it, don't bet on it, though. But he could. Anyway, fam, Mark Lacilento. Thanks, fam. He said, shout out to my Niner fam. Chris Lee, Joey, and Bosh. I hope we draft Jeff Gladney. See, he could be very well what the 49ers are talking about. Winfield Jr. or Arnett Jesus? Oh, I say Arnett Jesus. Hey, Christ is King. Love all you guys. Mark, I don't know. And some people still are looking at the defense, but I don't know. I kind of feel Kyle Shanahan really wants this guy. And, I don't know. We'll see. I just don't. What do you think is what I want to know? Anyway, Niner Fresh says, I need you to watch film on this kid, Antoine Winfield Jr. Somebody said, seems like somebody mentioned him yesterday. Yeah, I'll take his name down, though. He's a stud. He will be there at 31. We need a safety. Actually, now here's the weird thing is, if they don't sign Ward, safeties could be a go. Because otherwise it's going to be Ward and Tavarius in this next season as well. Because the longer you stay in the system, the better you're going to get. They're going to go with their guys. Matt from Week Sports, what's up, fam? Yeah. Sean Bullard says we need to let Mims land with us, and he wants to be a Niner. He is strong. He lifted 225 16 times as a wide receiver, and that's unheard of. I'm telling you, I told you about Mims yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I know about Mims. And Coach Timo says, I love Claypool. He's big, fast for his size, great hands, and deadly in the red zone, as is Denzel Mims from Baylor. Either one of those two guys work for me. Coach, great minds think alike, Coach. You know. And Matt says, hey, shout out from Bend, Oregon. What's up, Matt? Daddy-O, it would not shock me if Kyle and John drafted 2 receivers. It ain't gonna shock nobody. Fam, you gotta realize something. This team, it's gonna be determined what they exactly do after the free agency period, but I don't know how we're gonna be busy in the free agency period. Some people seem to think we will be. I don't know how. Unless you go around and get people to ask, can we pay you $100 to pay for this team next year? Not gonna happen. We'll see, though, because there may be some trades and deals made between now and then. Who knows? Because Lynch and Shanahan, them boys don't play. They don't kick back and relax. They do not rest. Let's get Phil. Come on in, Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey, Phil. Well, Phil, when you were saying we're drafting a wide receiver with that 31 pick? Phil, remember when people came at you and said things like, Phil, stop drinking drink higher grade beer.
Yeah, I remember. It's vivid.
I'm with you, Phil. They're looking too hard at wide receivers. That's not a joke. They're not clowning. Well, they're serious.
Now I'm starting to kind of waver because there's so much attention at wide receiver.
No, it's true. They're not all their waking moments.
Nervous a little bit.
Well,
I know we need, but I'm just thinking with all these wide receivers, is that going to drive the price of Emmanuel Sanders down?
Strategy! Look at you, Phil. You're thinking like a front office guy.
So with these guys start investing first-round draft picks in the wide receiver, they're not going to sign a free agent wide receiver.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
It's a ploy.
Maybe this is going to drive the price down for Emmanuel. We go get Emmanuel and then draft a corner.
Brilliant.
Or a safety or an offensive lineman. One of those 3 would be the other way to go. But
because all 3 of those are positions we're in need, actually. Especially a premier offensive lineman.
I'm just thinking, with all these receivers, nobody's going to be signing a free agent wide receiver. The price tag is going to go down.
Phil, that writing's on the wall no matter what, though, Because now, if Sanders people see that, if he says the wrong thing in free agency coming up in a couple of weeks, then the 49ers balk and say, Emmanuel, you know what, thanks, but we're going to have to pass. You're right. I think you're absolutely right.
So, I just, it's a deep draft with wide receivers. And, it's a deep draft with corners, too. There's quite a few of them. I was watching it today. And
some of those guys look talented, don't they?
There's some guys out there that are talented. So, some are going to go before the Niners pick, but like that kid from Ohio State, he's definitely going to go in the top 5 probably. But
because
the other kid from Ohio State's pretty good, and so on. So I don't know which will. I'm kind of flip flopping all over the place.
Don't feel bad. You're going to do more than that in a couple of weeks.
But I think free agency is going to tell us a lot.
Yeah,
obviously.
that's
And that free agent from Philly is Malcolm Jenkins.
I was
And
watching
they
film
owe
on him
him.
today. I mean, I was watching a promo on him today. They were talking about him during the combine. I said, "Oh yeah, that's the guy Phil was talking about." You mentioned
Yeah,
that
they're
last
paying
week.
him $10.8 million. They would, if they were to cut him, they would have to pay $6.6 million in dead money.
They're not going to cut him.
What? They're
Did
not
he get
gonna
hurt
cut him.
last year?
No, he played like 16 games for him last year.
So why would they're not after J-Dub? So why they keep saying that?
No,
It's
at
all
strong
over.
safety, they're weak though. They're strong safety. J-Dub
Dub?
doesn't want to play strong safety.
Dub's not a strong safety.
Dude, break.
Any coach or GM with any kind of sense about the game knows he's not a box safety. He's not a strong safety. I think, yeah.
No, I don't think so. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Who
hard
knows
to
what's
call.
going on in Philadelphia's heads?
I know. Anybody around the league, for that matter.
They're from Philadelphia, obviously. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to,
What does that tell you, right?
yeah,
That's almost as bad as being from Seattle.
yeah.
Woo!
Anyway,
So, yeah.
Ronbo, I don't know. I'm just giving it some thought here, but I'm more interested in the free agency that we get the guys back, and we don't have a lot of spending money, and
Yeah.
I cannot believe that we're done negotiating contracts because
D Ford.
I mean McKinnon, you'd have $4.5 million of money back if you cut him.
You know what, Phil? I'm serious. You've given him too much money. This is not a donation to the Jerick McKinnon Fund.
But even if you did, you got to cut your losses at some point, And
16
if it's going to mean getting Armstead and J-Dub, you got to do it.
Now you got my attention on that one, though.
So, and then the other thing is, either he's going to renegotiate, and nobody's going to sign him for that much money with a knee that's been flaring up and stuff. So
McKinnon? Oh no, McKinnon's they're restructuring. Didn't they? They're not done restructuring his contract, unless they do plan on cutting. They got
it. I mean, that would be insane not to. The other thing is Marquise. I mean, that's another $4 million almost if you cut him. So if you draft a wide receiver, bye Marquise. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Why did who's that made the announcement they were through restructuring contract? Was John Lynch the one who said that? Why did he say that?
Yeah, but then you said on the other hand, Parag's still meeting with people. So
yeah, John, give Parag a call. I don't think he's
on the same page, boy.
Yeah. God, don't just randomly throw statements out there. That's not accurate. And D Ford.
Anyway, I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if D Ford's contract's not open for negotiation. Jimmy G's contract's not open for negotiation. McKinnon, Marquise, I think he's gone, which would save another $3.5 million.
Especially with
they're talking about Pearson cutting him. That's $2.5 million if they cut him. But
Pearson,
yeah, there was an article talking about cutting him.
Dang, I got to read up. I missed that.
And then drafting a guard.
Oh, and you know what? That means that Brunskill comes in case they don't, and they get enough. Oh, it's all planned. Phil, we're out of time with all this good stuff. Listen,
all right,
Monday Night Raw
Ronbo.
coming up. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Okay. All right, man.
Go find that article.
Talk to you later.
All right, fam. Have a good night.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, look at
Bye.
that. Man, I love to be brought into the, person. See, these are things, some of the things we think, I always think we're a little harsh. Sometimes we're exactly on the same page as the front office guys. And Gary Lee, 49ers fan since 76. Hey, Gary! We trade back in the draft, trade Goodwin and Pettis. More picks. John Lynch will get it done. Shout out 49er faithful from Idaho Falls. Goodwin and Pettis. Let me see his name again. It's Gary. Gary, what are you going to get for Pettis and Goodwin? I don't want another 6th-round pick or fit. And Pettis, if I'm going to do it to the phone, who? Dante. Pettis. Oh. Hey, John, listen, you know what? I got a luncheon I got to attend. Let me get back to you later. And Aaron Marin says Mims holds the ball loose, gets stripped. Uh-oh. I watched him get hit in the leg. He lost possession because he had the ball in the wrong hand and hadn't a proper grip on the ball. It happened too often for my liking. Sounds like Shady McCoy running down the field. Is that right? Coach, Timbo, man, can you confirm that? Anyway, Coach says there's a big cornerback, Robertson, ran a good 40 and has ball skills. He'll be there in the 5th round, I think. All right. Ray Castro says, what's good, bro? Salute Niners Empire. Ray! I got you, fam. Coach also says, my guess is the kid from Wisconsin or Cam Akers from Florida State both can handle 25 carries per game and score any time from any place on the field. All right. Here he is. Boy, here's man. Dre, come on in, man.
Yo.
Dr. Dre, boy, I just got my feelings hurt on Mims. The man ran it down like, he didn't have no hesitation. I didn't see no commas about Mims having problems carrying the ball, getting hit and losing the ball. That kind of thing can be coached. Dre, what's up? Are we going for a wide receiver?
To be honest, man, I don't know. I don't know.
Everybody's confused now.
It's not that I'm confused. We have a great organization. Nothing is going to get leaked out. It's like the military. There's no information that's going to leak out.
No classified.
You don't know what it's just not going to happen. This is what I can tell you. With the type of defense that we run, our back end has to be really strong, and you can see that in the Super Bowl. Our back end has to be very strong. Mm-hmm. I don't want to trust those rookies with those responsibilities. I don't. It's great, yeah, guys are talented and all of that, but that's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? I might get pushback from that, from my TNT brothers and all of that, but I want a proven veteran back there to make sure I have my back end. So if you were to ask me where we were going to go, I would say wide receiver because it's not looking like Emmanuel Sanders is going to come back.
Well, Dre, what makes you think that?
Because when you get traded to a team whose receivers were struggling, and you get there, and the offense kind of like hits another level and takes another stride, and you go to the Super Bowl, that means you're very valuable.
Your price goes up. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not going up. So Eman can say all of that shit about how he loves it, and I believe him. I don't think that he would say this the best organization. Like he even said it himself. Like I went to the Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl with the Denver Broncos, and I don't want to make none of those guys mad, but this atmosphere is just different. I've never experienced something like this. I find myself hard pressed not to believe that, but at the same time,
you can't make that kind of thing up, and there's no reason to.
Come on, bro, you can't make that up. But I just really think that we got some guys coming back who are very talented. We got some young receivers who are going to be have another year under their belt. We have an unanswered question in Pettis. Maybe he comes out.
Well, ain't that the truth? Unanswered question. That's his new name, the unanswered question.
Yeah. And like I said, man, there is 57 receivers in this draft that are graded from a 1 to a 3rd round pick. That's very deep. So we can go get. This offense is it's like the guys are open most of the time. They get the ball thrown to them. So as long as you can run the route tree and catch the damn ball, you're going to be okay.
Yep.
So I really would rather depend on a young wide receiver who's good than have to depend on a young guy coming into the NFL because there's just going to be things that he hasn't seen. And, of course, he's going to make some critical mistakes. That's just part of being a rookie.
Debo
right?
started out as good as he is. He started off a little rocky, and then he smoothed baby right on out, though, didn't he?
It's just a rookie mistake. And the thing about Debo is he peaked at the right time, right? He made a few mistakes, but he's a rookie. He's a rookie playing on a Super Bowl team. You know what I mean? And he peaked at the right time.
Didn't hit no rookie wall or nothing. Looked like he picked up energy.
He peaked at the perfect time.
That's a strong.
Time, man. So,
that boy had plenty of cornbread and collard greens.
yeah. Like I said, man, there are some talented DBs. Antoine Winfield. Me and Trey, we was chatting back and forth about, he thought Winfield was slow, where he came in and he ran a 4.46. I think he's one of the most talented DBs in the draft this year. I mean, the man has 7 picks. I don't give a damn if he played Division I AA. If you have 7 picks in one season, that's not easy to do.
You're right. And I don't care what division you're playing in. That means you do have skills. Yeah,
and 4 sacks and 3.5 tackles for a loss. So, I mean, he's about any return kicks and return punts, and you have multiple touchdowns on both. So, I mean, it's just very deep, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, if I would have to guess, I think that, I wouldn't want to depend on a rookie to come in, to get us over. I mean, there is a guy.
Dre, I missed that last part.
McKinney,
Dre, you wouldn't depend on a rookie for what?
I wouldn't want to depend on a rookie to come in and play the back end of our defense. Unless there's a way we can for sure get Xavier McKinney, because that's a grown-ass man right there. That's a grown man. But we're not going to get Xavier McKinney. He's going to be gone within the first, 4 or 5 years. So that's just me. So if I don't know what direction John Lynch and Kyle's going to go. Nobody knows. But if I had to think, I would think that they would rather depend on a young stud wide receiver to come in and try to retain Jimmy than to go after a rookie, because that's a big role. Like, you're coming in on a team that won an NFC championship and they went to the Super Bowl, and you're coming in and you're a rookie playing on the back end of that defense. Like,
if nothing else, his nerves are gonna kill him.
Yeah,
he's gonna think he's got to do better than he's doing. He's gonna mess up. That's a good point.
Yeah, man.
Ain't been there, ain't done that. Yeah.
Oh my God. But man, that's just what I think. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to think that this is gospel. That's just how I feel about it.
You know how they like to do? They gonna come after you.
Yeah.
I like it myself. Let me see tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, man. Shout out to TNT fan, man. Trey Chaz, Big Show, Jay First, Rizzo, Shay Lewis, Fred on the wheel, man. My bro, Big Body Dress. Hey, man. This is an exciting time of year. Shout out to my TNT bro, Trey, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go at it though. Until this process is over, we're gonna go at it. You know what I mean?
It'd be very entertaining. Like Trey.
All right, bro.
And Coach Tim says, quit fantasizing about the top wide receivers. They won't be there. Trust it. Our best is getting a big wide receiver with some speed in the second round, so we need to trade for that pick with someone. Miami fits well. Coach I believe, as I read earlier, Coach is sending Solomon T to Miami. Fam, I got to tell you what. We continue to believe that we can throw our throwaways at people and just give up stuff. I just can't imagine that. Man, I just can't see it. Gary Lee says, yeah, you're right, Ronbo. Hey, nobody wants Pettis. He's too scared to break a nail. Got to take a hit in this sport. NFL don't play two-hand touch. Dante, man. If I could just see Dante one time make a catch and throw the dude off with his elbow and look down at him and say, what? Come on, man. Dante, come on, maybe if he could just man up a. Coach Timo says, Ray Castro, amen to that. I really think John and Kyle were surprised with a running back pick first if we're still at number 31. and this is a trail. Ray, hats off to Ray. Because here's the thing. We're all looking at wide receivers. I see 2 or 3 running backs. I don't know what the history is to catch the ball out of the backfield, because if you can get rid of TC and you can get rid of Jarek, yes, it is some money saved. So like Phil says, cut your losses, but $16 million. Anyway, you go ahead and cut that loss, and actually there's some TC, you lose money too. Richard Hart says, I wouldn't mind us drafting a guard or a tackle with our first. It's not like Joe Staley is getting younger. And yes, as Phil just, if you didn't know, Phil just mentioned that a person may be a guy that they'd like to go ahead and say goodbye to, as he's letting people come up the middle entirely too easily now. And contrary to popular belief, Jimmy Garoppolo is like anybody else. If you're killing him within the first split second with defensive linemen charging 100 miles an hour, your quarterback's going to suffer as well. Not only Jimmy. This goes for everybody in the league. And goes Deion Sanders. If you're sending Tom Brady to the 49ers like everybody else is, if we don't have any pressure from the middle, Tom hates pressure up the middle like no other quarterback in the NFL. Hey, Shay.
Yo, Ronbo, what's good, Ronbo?
Oh, Shay, man. I'm trying to understand if the 49ers are playing us again. You know, every year, for the last few years, John and Kyle have been making clowns out of everybody, except for last year. We knew Nick Bosa was coming, but didn't nobody know about
Right. I think we all knew Nick Bosa was coming.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all. I think there was 3 prospects on the table. There was the, there was Jonathan Allen or Josh Allen that everybody was like, okay, this kid's a little raw, but he's definitely an extra. And then there was
Quinnen Williams.
Was it Quinnen or something? Yeah, Quinnen Williams. So and they solely chose because it's like, well, no, we got Armstead and Defoe in there. Why would we grab another interior? We need edge rush. So they I mean, even John was like, Quinnen and Bosa are both high on his board, but obviously we didn't need an interior guy, right? We needed a guy from edge. So I think everybody kind of knew, like, all right, yeah, it's a settled, done, pick. We're going to go with the most.
Yeah. So.
Right. And we're going to go with the most productive pass rusher that we've seen in college in a long time. But next to his brother, we've seen his brother, so we only knew it was going to translate to the NFL. So it was a no-brainer pick. But like I said, it's kind of hard to tell what they're going to do until we hit free agency. That's just as simple as it is, because we don't know what moves they're making. There's still players that could be cut. There's still players. I think John, like I said, there was conflicting reports with John Lynch saying that they're done restructuring, but then Parag meeting with players. So I'm not fully sure. I mean, and even McKinnon, they can save $4 million off the cap if they decide to cut McKinnon. So like I said, we don't know what they're going to. If you decide to cut McKinnon, that's like 4-point-something million and change. With Pearson, that's about $6 million. You could give that to anybody. That's another $6 million added to the cap that you can go ahead and slap on Eric Armstead's long-term contract. Maybe Jimmy Ward will take a $6 million, 2-3-year, $18 million deal. What I'm saying? There's a bunch of avenues you can go. But like I said, we won't know for surely until after free agency. Once we know free agency, we can narrow down, okay, this is what I think they're going to do. This is what it looks like they might do. And this is who I think they're going to get. So it's simple as that. It's simple as that. And then the same thing, they still there's no doubt in my mind, Goodwin is going to play for another team, Marquise Goodwin. So he's still in play for picks, either for picks or they might trade him with a couple of picks to make, try to get maybe another wide receiver. I don't know who, but you never know. But we still got to deal Goodwin. There's a lot of moves that have to be made coming up this free agency. So it's going to be interesting seeing what John Lynch is thinking and what he wants to do.
Yeah, and you're right. Goodwin would have to be the guy because he's a guy who might have some value. You're not going to get anything from Dante Pettis, but the phone hung up on you. And I don't. Who else we have? Kendrick Bourne is probably not somebody a lot of teams are going to look at because this draft is too deep. So people are offering Kendrick Bourne as a trap, but I don't think he's going to be a choice. Who else do we have?
Yeah, I don't either.
Trent Taylor. Nobody's going to take Trent, even if you wanted to trade Trent.
Right. They haven't seen him. He's still fresh on Trent. Yeah. Right, exactly. Nobody's really seen his game. I mean, he's been in the league for quite some time, but injuries have plagued him, and then obviously going from like C.J. Beathard. I think he was here for Brian Hoyer. I mean, all those guys. I mean, and now he finally has an actual quarterback that can get him the ball. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do. Like I said, there's a bunch of like Solomon Thomas. You could trade him for picks. There's a bunch of people that we don't know what they're deciding to do. So once we decide whether they're going to move him for picks, right, Ronbo, or they're going to cut for salary cap, then you could start getting, you could start putting the puzzle together as into, okay, this is what I think they're going to do. This is what I believe we're going to go. You know, if they let go of Emmanuel Sanders, it's most likely we're going to get somebody in the draft, right? If they retain Emmanuel Sanders, okay, well then it's most likely we're going to let go of Jimmy Ward. There's, you know, vice versa. There's a bunch of avenues we can go, but again, we don't know until finally free agency ends, and then once we get a bigger picture, you know, of the painting, then we'll know, okay, this is who I think we're going to draft on draft night. This is who I think Kyle's going to go. Or they can throw a curveball, because I remember that one draft, we wanted a defensive player, but they ended up choosing Mike McGlinchey. So
I know, right? That was the one that fooled everybody. We thought we was going to get an edge rusher.
Absolutely.
Picked up McGlinchey.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Picked up McGlinchey. But, I mean, he's the best. He literally is our best O-lineman. Besides Staley. But Staley, again, the wear and tear, but he's obviously our best O-lineman. So, yeah, Ronbo, I mean, it's just a waiting game.
Holds his own pretty much. Lakin.
Lakin Tomlinson?
Yeah.
Lakin Tomlinson? Yeah, Lakin Tomlinson holds his own pretty good, too. Yeah, I think so. And then Richburg, I think Richburg is a good center when healthy. When he can stay healthy. And then, you know, Staley's, you know, been just the old reliable. So, but yeah, Ronbo. But I'm high on Justin Jefferson. I kind of want Justin Jefferson. I'm looking at the man's tape. This kid is spectacular. His combine, everybody was predicting a 4.5, 4.6. He ran a 4.44. So he even elevated. He looks like he might be able to take the top off. But again, we don't know what we're gonna do, Ronbo.
Not a 4.4. You got to be a 4.3 guy.
To take the take, but I'm just saying versatility wise.
And you know, Judy runs some sweet routes, though, don't he? I mean,
Ronbo.
He's like Ridley.
That man is the crispiest route runner.
I mean, you know,
absolutely. That man is a crispy route runner.
You know how Kyle loves some route runners. All right, fam.
Oh, absolutely. The better the route running, oh my man, you know, Kyle makes some disgusting plays with those, those great route runners. Bye, Ronbo. Thank you for the platform. Shout out to my TNT brothers, Will, Dre, Trey, Big Show, Jerry Fresh, Russo. Oh my God, love my TNT brothers. Ronbo, love you for giving us the platform. Fam. And thank you, brother, and God bless, man. You have a good night. See you tomorrow.
Touche. See you tomorrow. But you know, when I think about Nico Suave, man, otherwise known as Jimmy J Dub, I got a feeling he's not going to be hardcore about this. Dub doesn't want to leave. Robert Saleh, I mean, he's giving more love to Dub. See what I did there? I really think he's not going to be difficult on this, and I think he'll ask for something that makes sense and can not cripple the team. He's not. I don't see him wanting to just tear the team up just to get paid. He wants to go back to that Super Bowl. NFC West nemesis says, my vote goes 100%. Another Baylor wide receiver to go with Hurd. Denzel Mims. Touchdown, Niners! God. So many options. Which one do you take? Door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. James. I should ask James that question. James, what's up, man?
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing, man?
James, we're in speculation mode. People come up with some incredibly solid theories. Phil just said the price of wide receivers named Sanders will markedly drop due to the fact that this draft is just so rich with talents if he wants to stay in San Francisco. And then could the 49ers be clowning around acting like they want nothing but a receiver just to go get a corner or a safety? These questions and more. James, you are the man we look to. What's up?
Hey, Ronbo, how you doing, man?
Oh, fabulous. You know, I've gotten over that February 2nd date. I'm ready to roll into 2020.
Same here. I tell you, that Emmanuel Sanders and Jimmy Ward slope is really slippery for us, and I'm going to tell you why. Me, personally, if they trade Armstead, I think Emmanuel Sanders is going to be too pricey because he went to a Super Bowl again, and this is his third Super Bowl that he went to. He won in Pittsburgh. He won in Denver.
Uh-oh.
And now he comes to us in the first year, and we go to a Super Bowl with him.
He looks like a good luck piece, if nothing else.
Yeah. Well, he might be somebody's Shamrock, but I'll tell you what,
Change his name.
he's pricey, man. I know that. And I don't like Jimmy Ward, what he put on that Instagram comment about if he stays in Santa Clara, if he can't play, he only wants to play free safety. But now here's a news flash. Last year, we played Tavarius Moore and Marcel Harris. Okay? Those guys, they started to play really good down the stretch. Okay? And then this year in the Super Bowl, we all of a sudden, Tavarius Moore comes in the game, and Patrick Mahomes ain't been picked off, 16 times by zone defenses, teams with good four lineman defensive fronts, and Tavarius Moore winds up getting two interceptions on him. Okay? And, to me, here's another thing that I'm really curious about. The week after the Super Bowl, we signed 14 free agents. Out of them 14 free agents, I think 3 or 4 of them have played at really good, played at high levels. That kid Tease Tabor, I'm telling you, he's a very intriguing piece. Now, he didn't have a lot of time in Detroit, but I wanted to see us draft him back in 2014 when he came out of Florida, the University of Florida. But with that being said, I don't know. Me personally, this is what I'm looking at. Next year is going to be a worse year for us with free agents. We got Sherman, Hart, Kendrick Bourne, B.J. Jones, DeForest Buckner, and George Kittle. Now, as well as Ronald Blair. Now, if we sign Armstead, then Zettles, Sheldon Day, and Ronald Blair are probably gone. Because we won't be able to sign them.
James. What?
Yeah,
Blair?
I'm telling you. Ronald Blair, somewhere I read on one of them 9 wires that if we don't get rid of Eric Armstead, then we can't.
They were talking about the 3 for 1.
David.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. We can't sign Zettles, we can't sign Sheldon Day, and we can't sign Ronald Blair. To me, I think if they let him walk or they sign him to a deal and then trade him the way the Chiefs did with us with D Ford, I think it makes all the sense in the world. You get draft picks, you can turn around, and I think Ronald Blair is ready for a starting role. I think Solomon may actually play better. He's nothing to whistle Dixie about, but I think moving him to the inside in that 5 technique where Eric Armstead basically played, he might be somewhere better. But see,
James, as soon as you said the word might, I got to jump off. I can't stay.
Well, truth be told, Ronbo, Eric Armstead and Jimmy Ward have never played a full season until this contract year.
No.
Yeah.
No. Eric played a full year last year.
No, was it last year he played a full year? You sure?
2018 and 19, he played a full year. Yeah.
Okay.
Led
I know.
Team in tackles.
I know one thing for sure. I didn't know that he played a whole season, but I will say this.
You don't remember 2018? That's why DeForest Buckner came up with all them sacks, because he had his man next to him for the first time since they've been on the team. So 2018 and 19, Eric Armstead had stellar years. 18, he was the best run stopper we had. 19, he was our top sack master. Man, I tell you. But we do need depth, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, we do. That's the thing. I'm looking at the depth, and trying to sign this guy when at the end of the day, I'm looking at it like, to me, I'm not sold on Jimmy Ward, okay? I'm just not. I think if we continue to play Richard Sherman, which I think we're going to do,
you're going to put him in
he's
safety?
still under contract.
Yeah.
No,
See,
not put him at safety.
you got to keep him in the corner.
If Tavar, I would keep him at corner and play Tavarius Moore in that free safety position. Why?
Is he
Moore
ready?
is faster.
True.
He's a longer lengthy safety, and
James,
he doesn't mind
James,
taking the hit.
James, one thing though, you got to look at it that does he make good decisions out there? If nothing else, you can say about Ward, 90% of the time he's making the right move, he's taking the right angles, and he stops the run game very well because he reads that almost as soon as the ball is snapped. Tavares may have learned some of these things this season, though, so I know it is a possibility that he's ready to step into that role 100%. But right now, Tavares is like you're saying, he's quick, he can get to the ball, but he's using speed. And that doesn't always work out. We're going to see, though. James, we're out of time. Bring me some more of that argument tomorrow. I'll be waiting for you. All right?
No problem, Ronbo. I'll bring it to you too, man. It's
All right,
a matter
Phil.
of opinion.
All right.
Have a great evening. Be blessed. Nana Empire, Nana for life. Thank
You
you.
too. Thanks, Phil. Yeah. I'm over at J-Dub's Instagram page. I think he said that a while back, though, about, I'm a free safety, okay? Because y'all going to stop picking on me because when you put me in a corner, something goes wrong, you're all over my ass. I can't play the box, I'm too light, and I don't mind playing the slot, but still, I'm a safety. I'm just speaking on behalf of Dub. Ronbo Sports Report. Don't you love it? What's up, fam? Our family greatly appreciates all the love we get from the sudden death of my uncle. He was a great man and a 49er faithful. Rest in peace, Uncle Jim. Hey, Justin, you changed your name to Ronbo Sports Report. That's you. All right. Yeah, Justin, man. Yeah, well, we'll wait till you see if we can get on the phone later. That's really a tragic thing. Everything about that whole situation, Justin's having to go through the pain of the funeral and everything. Hey, Naj. Naj. Oh, Lee.
Yo, what up, Ronbo?
Lee, man.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, Lee. This is fun stuff. That's that time of year we're trying to speculate. And in a few weeks, Lee, there'll be those who say, see, I told you. Like, okay, Lee, I had so much fun. The 49ers select with this number 2 draft pick, Nick Bosa, Ohio State. Oh! I told you guys, man, you guys ever get out of here with that Brendan Williams stuff, man. I like Josh Allen, but ain't no Nick Bosa. Yeah, I went wild,
Yeah,
So,
I was just like, I wanted Bosa too, Ronbo, and it was good that they got him. I thought that was an easy pick in a way. This year's going to be a lot harder picking the 31st pick.
Way
for
harder.
the second.
Anybody who picks this year is a pure genius, Lee. That's got to be you. What's going on here? What are they doing at the combine?
Nah. Yeah, I'll be watching the combine closely, Ronbo. I mean, looking, comparing it, and comparing players that I think are around the same. And it's tricky because, we could sit there and pick a 31, or we could trade back, and there's benefits going both ways,
Sure.
Like, if a guy's really good falls, like if you get a guy like, I think, Grant Delpit or C.J. Henderson, the defensive backs, or even Kenneth Murray, they should be going like around the mid to late first round. But if they're sitting there at 31, I think it'd be silly to pass up on any of them, you know what I mean?
So, Lee, question right there. Do you go ahead then and just excuse J-Dub or tell him to go out and test the market and let us know how you feel about that and, we'll come back and talk? Because I'm thinking that's what 49ers going to do. They're going to let Dub go out and check the market out and see what's out there. And they're going to look at those numbers and then make their decision from there. If that's the case, you're right. Safety could be.
Are you talking about Armstead, Ronbo? Or are you talking about Jimmy Ward?
Jimmy
Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the key thing. Like someone said, it's all going to depend on the free agency.
Yeah,
and
because
if we do
Armstead
re-sign Ward,
yeah, because you tell Armstead that he's going to get paid. They're not going to. Yeah, you tell Ward that, and maybe not. Maybe the numbers that are being thrown at him out there, 49ers say, we'll meet that. And if they do, he'll come back because he likes Salah.
That's the thing. Like, we're going to get Jimmy Ward for cheaper, and we could re-sign him, and then we can re-sign a lot of other guys. Like I think one of the callers was saying earlier, we can re-sign all the the Ronald Blairs, the DJ Joneses, I think it is, and the Zettles and the guys like that. But if you sign Armstead to a big
his contract is up
it's
too?
going to be a lot harder.
Oh, no.
Oh, is this up, or did we just re-sign him just recently?
I thought so.
I
Jones'
think
contract's
maybe it's
not up.
not. Maybe it's Ronald Blair.
Blair is.
Oh, there's quite a few. There's Zettel, Ronald Blair, Jimmy Ward, obviously, Armstead. So yeah, it just depends who we give the big contract to.
But you know, if I got Blair, I don't need Settle. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Nah, exactly, because he's a better edge rush, and I think he could be more dominant, give him more reps. I think we were talking about another time a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
and
we needed him.
That's the thing, and if you have DJ Jones in the middle and you have Blair playing the edge, then that sort of takes away the need of Armstead too. Even though Armstead's a great player, if you can trade him and get a pick, and
somebody else to get those same
Kittle.
sacks. Yeah, I mean Armstead got the sacks this year, but
because everyone needs.
Yeah, and wouldn't it be great if Solomon Thomas could come in there and get those sacks that Eric got last year, because he's provided the same support on the edges. Fantasy, stop doing drugs, Ronbo. Okay, go ahead, Lee.
He helps a lot of flack. Obviously, I hope we don't make a mistake like we did that draft and pick someone that I think we picked him and Foster. So hopefully we hit with the 31st. Or if we do trade back, like guys like Jeff Gladney or Winfield. Gladney's an interesting prospect, Ronbo, because he could be a long-term option to replace Richard Sherman. We could get him at 31. We maybe even to move back a few spots and still get him. Yeah, and he's got all the skills. He's got good footwork. He's got good speed. He ran a 4.4 today. He's really aggressive. And you guys got like Winfield. He's like I said earlier. I think the other day I said he's like Tyron Matthew. And he's a big time playmaker. And that's something that I don't like about our safeties. Is like we do have decent safeties, but we don't have these big time playmakers. You know what I mean? Like those guys that return it to the house for pick sixes. And behind that D line, like we should be making big plays in the secondary. We should be making these big plays. I think didn't Sherman have the most picks last year?
Yeah, I know he had. I know he had at least 3. I'm not sure how many more than that.
And I think he had 1 in the playoffs, right?
Right.
I think he may have had 4. I think.
I mean, Fred Warner had as many as any one of our corners, right? Except for Sherm.
Yeah, Fred Warner had a good year. Yeah. He had a really good year, especially in coverage, and that also they liked about him, his versatility. But then there's even other guys, Ronbo, like late in the draft, like I know you mentioned Mims and Chase Poole, and those are 2 guys that I like too later in the draft. I think Mims is shot right up there. He was like a 3rd rounder. I think I see mocks even today, Ronbo, having him in the late 1st.
Who?
Yeah, he's going right up. Denzel,
Denzel
Mims from Baylor.
Oh, Mims. You think you could wait till the 3rd round to get him?
No, that was initially when he went to Senior Bowl and he played well there. Then he had a good combine, but now he's as high as the late 1st.
Oh no! See, that's Lee though. Wide receivers, I still think traditionally it seems the defensive guys go first, and then people pick up their offensive guys. Last year, I'm still shocked at what happened last year with all those prime receivers going to the 2nd round and beyond. So anyway, it's hard to tell that though.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I told you, I think the other day, I don't want to reach early in the 1st for like the 5th or 6th best wide receiver. I know Jefferson is a good prospect. Yeah, you can get a really good guy in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Yeah.
And I think with the limited picks we have, that's the smart, way to go. Even that guy out of Memphis, Ronbo, like not many people know about him. He's like a 5th rounder. I think he's going to rise maybe to the 3rd or 4th, and that's that guy out of Memphis. I think he would be electric in Kyle's offense because he's a running back, wide receiver, and he's a kick returner. He's 6'2", 228 pounds, and he runs a 4.3. Good agility, can line up in the slot. But that guy, Antoine Gibson, I think he'd be like devastating in Kyle's offense.
Yeah, because anybody who's rugged and can run the jet, that's going to be on Kyle's radar. Lee, as usual, man, good stuff. Great, got Lee back there, man. Tell you what, you and Big Show.
Thanks for everything you do, and hopefully we kill the draft this year.
All right, we'll talk. I'll get back to you shortly. All right, there's Lee. Man. So Coach believes our first 3 picks, running back Jonathan Taylor of Wisconsin, 4.39 40, or Florida State Cam Akers, next pick. I like wide receiver Claypool Mims. Mims ran a 4.38. I saw that. Third, maybe cornerback Robertson from Tulsa, 6'1", 200. He's physical. I love me some physical ball players, too. Dante Pettis has made me appreciate guys that, have to shave every half an hour because they're so macho, man, because the dude's got beard. I mean, I want heavy amounts of testosterone out there as far as the guys who got to play in certain positions. Hey, Dion.
Ronbo, what's going on, brother?
Oh, D, man, the theories are flying right and left, and a lot of them are real appealing, too. But Dion, what are you summing up from what you've seen so far with how our front office people are acting as far as this offseason? I mean, the combine is a telltale thing, or not. But what do you think?
Right now, they're not showing their hand at all. So we really have no idea of what they're doing. It's actually really confusing because you got conflicting reports with John saying, we're done restructuring contacts, and then Parag going, I don't know what you're talking about, but I ain't.
I'm still calling them. Yes.
I'm still calling everybody. I told you, just like Ronbo said, I'm calling D every day. Hey, D, I know you did this Parag. Get back to me. Hey, D.
I'll be outside knocking on his door.
Yeah.
D, I know you're in there, man.
D, I know you're there. D, you're looking at your answer machine. I know you hear me. D, take the phone up. Come on, man. We got to get this contract restructured so we can get some damn money and keep our players. But to be honest with you, Ronbo, it's the situation that I brought about a while back is probably, I think, for us, the most viable situation. Oh, and by the way, shout out to Drake because he hit on that DB out of UCLA. That kid performed, man. He performed very well. I can't remember his name, but
is that Duvernay?
No, that's the dude out of Texas. That's the wide receiver I told you about.
Okay.
But no, there was a defensive back that performed super, super good today from UCLA, and that's my college team that I root for. So shout out to Drake for pointing that dude out. I hadn't seen everything on him, and he definitely performed well at the combine. There was another DB out of Florida. He's a Gator. He did really well at the combine too. But to be honest with you, it's real simple. We cut Keith, we cut Jerick McKinnon, you know what I'm saying? And we start, we cut TC, that gives us more money. And then in the draft, if I don't like this idea, but I guess it's the only way we're going to start picking up at least a second round pick or anything. Unfortunately, we might have to just go ahead and sign and trade Eric Armstead. I'd rather him be there because I'd love to keep that defensive line intact just the way it is. I see no reason to, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? But we need more people and we need depth, and we got to keep guys like Ronald Blair around and DJ Jones and those guys depth pieces that spell those dudes. So when they come out, we got it. Or if anything, if we could snag a good edge rusher to properly spell D for us.
See, now you're talking my language because D is worrying me to death.
Mr. My thighs. Yeah, Mr. My thighs, and I don't want to I don't want to get no surgery or do nothing with it. I just know every time of the year, this is what I have to do and all that other crap.
How is that possible? And Dre, I mean, D, in 3 months, when the camp opens, in what month? April? We come in April, right?
Yeah.
Into April?
Yeah.
Yes. In 2 months, his knee is going to mysteriously start to throb.
Oh yeah, because he did. That's why I said it's a reoccurring theme with the injured players. So I don't really care for that with John Lynch because he kind of reminded me of Trent Baalke with that. So I hope we don't draft another player this year, man, that needs to sit out for a year. It's like we need to just get rid of Contavious Street already too because he didn't do anything.
Yeah,
he came back for and the next thing you know, he was back down again. And
well, I think they put him down there last time. This last time, though, I think they put him down there for reasons to bring up other personnel. He may not be hurt.
Yeah, but
we'll see.
But either way, man, the guy ain't produced nothing. He ain't done nothing.
I know that.
He been here with us 3 years. Ain't done shit. That's the whole point. Like Drake says, he doesn't like He doesn't like, mental midgets. I don't like, injury-prone players. I can't stand them. They drive me insane. I don't want, I'm going to start calling them IPs. IPP, IP. Injury-prone player. That's what you are. I don't need a Jason Garrett on my damn team. I don't need a Kentavious Street. I don't need a dude who sits on the sidelines more than he gets on the field. You are a waste of money.
Getting paid mad
There's
money.
a roster spot. Somebody else to get it.
Oh, I know.
So we don't know what they're going to do because they're not showing their hands. I think free agency will give us all the ammo that we need to be able to say, hey, like all the guys have been saying that have been calling in. I don't want to act like I just first made this point. Everybody else has seen it. Once we see what happens in free agency, if they're cutting guys, if they're doing certain moves, then we'll know where they're going to start to head into the draft. The guy right before me said basically we'll be able to put the pieces of the puzzle together, and that's true. Because if they start making the right moves, then we're solid. But if we continually are just back and forth and we start doing stupid stuff, then we got to look and go, okay, well, you can't sacrifice what we have on defense, you know what I'm saying, by keeping guys like Marquise Goodwin or all these other people because we don't need them. I love it. I love the fact that he can stretch the field, but I'm like, once again, I'm sorry. You need to take that time out. Be with your little girl, man. You'll have a couple mil from us. We'll kick you down them ends that you need. We can't be mad at you for that. I
gotta tell you, the shock of the year may be because the articles are reading. This is a make or break season for Dante Pettis. Now, what do they mean by that? So I can't imagine Kyle finally saying, Dante, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send you to Miami, where you may have a bigger impact, and you could be a star down there. What are you saying, Coach? I'm saying you're out of here. That's not funny, Ronbo.
This is what they're going to do. Let me tell you the reason why they're saying this is a make or break year for Dante Pettis. Reason strictly is the fact that they know they got too much money. His contract is all but guaranteed. So you're not going to get out of that contract. You can forget that. Yeah. And then at the same time, what the other thing I can tell you is that with Dante Pettis, they already know when he comes in, they know what's going to happen. If you bring in, say we stay in the first round, hypothetically speaking, long story short, we stay in the first round, we get one of these crazy wide receivers that actually falls to us. You really think Dante going to have a shot at making the squad?
Yeah.
No.
And especially I ain't cutting anybody else. So he's definitely expendable. D, we got to go, fam. Let me tell you what, bring that back tomorrow. Let's continue that. All right?
Yeah. All right, Ronbo, man. Appreciate everything you do. You have yourself a wonderful evening, brother.
You too.
And shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all stay up. Keep going.
All right.
You got this. It's going to be another year, man. Revenge story. Not a game.
Like, dude. Oh, God. Yeah, we all agree. And I think this all have, even Russo got on board. And Russo was really a huge Dante Pettis fan. I think even Russo's on board now. Dante Pettis may be the most unanimous pick amongst us all that has been a waste of time and roster space. Hey Kevin.
Ronbo, what's up?
Kevin, we're trying to figure out, and this is really a difficult year, unlike the last three have been with the Lynch and Shanahan regime. It's kind of, the 49ers are running around talking to wide receiver after wide receiver after wide receiver. You don't hear anything about them talking to any secondary players, not a word one to an offensive lineman. You know, it's kind of interesting to see. It's unbelievable to think that they're actually running a smokescreen this hardcore. It even fooled Phil, who was sold completely before all this started. The 49ers are going to take that 31st pick and put it on a wide receiver. Kevin, what is going on this day, the beginning of March? What are you thinking?
Well, there is a lot going on. Watching all the combine highlights and seeing the prospects that we've been looking at. The only two receivers that I would take at 31, if they're there, are Justin Jefferson or Henry Ruggs. And Ruggs is not going to be there, so that leaves Jefferson. But
Neither one of them.
But
Probably.
a lot of experts have Jefferson going to the Packers at number 30, right in front of us.
Jefferson, you think he's
They need a
Jefferson
wide
will be around
receiver.
until 30? Who's going before him, though, Kevin? If I could just get you to think about that for a second. You got Judy, you got KD Lamb. Who's going before Jefferson? Who had the bigger stage?
Definitely Ruggs, CeeDee Lamb.
Judy?
Judy. Jefferson with running that, sub 4.4, kind of almost put us out of reach for him, unfortunately. But, I can honestly see, this is what I would do. If Jefferson's not there at 31, I would trade that pick for a second and third round. And just like we were talking about Ronbo, and somebody was talking earlier about that guy from UCLA. His name is Darnay Holmes, and I know maybe Dre or James was talking about Darnay Holmes.
Darnay Holmes.
You could pick him up. His stock went way up. He can play corner. He can play safety. That's what I would do there. You could draft Antoine Winfield. We talked about him.
We talked about
in the second round. But then there's a receiver that we haven't talked about who kind of has flown under the radar and did not. He got injured before the combine, but it's not a devastating injury. I think he just tweaked or pulled a hamstring, and he's like a Taylor Gabriel kind of player. He runs a 4.27. His name is KJ Hamler from Penn State. And what's cool about him is he is 20 years old, so he's really, really young.
But he's gonna make a lot. He hasn't got a lot of seasoning. Then he's gonna make a lot of boneheaded mistakes. So, but you know what? With that kind of speed, we got Wes Welker and some other guys out there to work with him for at least a year.
Well, Ronbo, watch his tape. He is a Tyreek Hill-esque type player. He's about 5'9" and about 180 pounds. He's like a Marquise Goodwin, but I think with better hands, he's more of a slot guy. We would line up Goodwin out wide. So
he's about 5'9". Has he got any size to him? Because these guys get in the NFL and they're laying in the concession stand after
he's about he's about 180, Ronbo. So
that's like Hollywood Brown.
Goodwin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Hollywood Brown type. Yeah, exactly. But he's impressive and he's young. But Amari Cooper, is a very, more polished receiver, bigger, stronger. He was also 20 years old. So these young guys don't, just because they're young, that doesn't mean they can't play.
No, that's been proven. Yes.
So, and I forget who the caller was. It might have been James. And I tend to agree with about 98% of the things that he has to say. But I do think we could win with some youth in the secondary. I think we can win with the rookie at free safety. So that's why I would draft Winfield or Holmes to play as a safety to meet, to take care of that need, and then speed at wide receiver with KJ Hamler or Mims if he slides, either way, taking Mims in the second or Hamler in the third or getting that corner in the so I mean those are two ways we can meet those needs right there. And we got to retain our Armstead. And one last thing, Rob, I know that you got callers coming in, but if we let Jimmy Ward walk, if he's going to be asking for 8 to 10, 11 million, you don't think that we could sign DJ Jones and Ronald Blair next year to three-year contracts for 15 mil? I mean, there's 10 million right there between those two players. So I still think we can keep the depth if we don't sign Ward and address a safety in the draft. So that's what I have to say about that.
All right, Kevin, you're right. And good stuff. I love your points. Really solid. All right. Tell you what, I'll look for you tomorrow, okay?
Sounds good. Yeah, look at KJ Hamler. Check him out. Check him out later.
I've got all his name. And by the way, you're on Dre's good side. He's also pointed out Antoine Winfield. So there you go.
Yeah. Sounds
All
good,
right,
Ronbo. I'll talk to you later.
All right, looking forward
bye.
to it. Okay, has this Yomi Bolo says if it's true Brady was hanging out with Lynch and Kyle, what? If it's true that Brady was hanging out with Jimmy is a goner, he just isolated himself, and it pisses me off. If Brady goes to the Niners, that would be stupid. Okay. Really? Kyle and John have been hanging out with Tom? IB!
What up, Ronbo?
Indian boy, I tell you, all of a sudden my whole chemistry just shifted. To me, it's been a joke. I said, man, come on, man. Tom Brady, he is not for Kyle's system. And then
Right.
Yomi Bolo says there he is hanging out with John and Kyle. They're not going to, well, they might waste their time hanging out with him. Anyway, go ahead. I'm all good. I feel like I need smelling salt? Somebody, I'm passing out. Oh, my
Right.
God. Okay, I'm sorry, family.
Give
Go
me
ahead.
some, man. We ain't entertaining that. We ain't, Tom's the GOAT and all of that. You know, I know, he's from the Bay and all of that
Right,
goodness.
but I'm
we
planning
ain't
for the future
entertaining
here,
that.
fam. Like 2 years. The man is 40 what? Come on now.
Right. Nah, Jimmy, what it is they don't respect what Jimmy had to overcome, man. Jimmy coming back from an ACL, learning the system, having to trust himself, trusting the system, and then playing at top-notch ball.
And right,
You know what I'm saying?
gaining momentum as the season went on. He started off a little
Right.
slow, okay, but he got better as the season
Right.
went along. As receivers start catching the ball, there was a lot of things working in
Right.
there. Tom, no. Oh.
Nah, time on the decline. We love time and all. It's Hollywood. We understand. Money make the world go round. But don't shake up. What Aaliyah say? Don't rock the boat, man.
There you
Don't
go.
do that.
IB,
Don't
we
do
can't
that.
pay Tom Brady. The Raiders offered him $60 million. We ain't gonna match that. This is a joke.
Nah.
It ain't happening. Anyway.
And I think why we staying why we staying quiet about everything is because we need our players to restructure. We need our players to come around. And if we can't get D Ford to make some changes in this contract, then I believe it's make more feasible to trade D Ford than it is to worry about signing and training Armstead, because we're freeing up more money. We're freeing up more money and more opportunity.
Because D's going to be laying up hurt, talking about his leg hurting anyway.
Yeah. I mean, when you talk about the core, D was a big part of our team, but that was last year. Now, when you talk about our identity, who are we? When we already got 21 free agents. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So who are we? What is our identity at the end of the day when we start replacing people that have been there for us? And I don't know, man. I like the speed of Goodwin, but I don't know about his durability.
Yeah, they're good. And you know what? You can find another speedster. If nothing else, I don't know how good he'll be, but this draft is so loaded. One of them with talent may fall to the 49ers in the 5th round. Who knows?
They all over the place. I don't know what we about to do with these draft picks, man. I really don't. 31, I have no idea. I mean, I'm thinking it could possibly be offensive line. It could be defensive line if we can get the right edge guy. It could be linebacker if they let too many of these guys, they start going offense. Because the league is a following league. If they start drafting, everybody starts drafting receivers.
They all fall in. I know.
Exactly. And then you start seeing them linebackers and edge rushers slip. Florida had a couple guys last night. I can't recall too many names, but then you got Isaiah Simmons and guys like that.
Ooh,
so
he impressed me.
Who knows what this first round is going to be crazy. Crazy.
Man,
I don't know.
I do. I'm kind of thinking all these names we like as far as wide receivers go, I think they don't last until the end of the first round. So you may as well trade and get that second and third round pick if you can. Get rid of that number 3. You're going to go low in the second round.
Right.
But go ahead and get that second and third round pick. That's what I'm primarily interested in. And get a couple more ball players here.
Somebody's going to be there.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna be there. I think at the end of the day, we're not worried so much about if I mean, and I hate to say this because I love what Emmanuel Sanders came and did for us, but imagine what we could do with Taylor Gabriel. The same skill set and at a cheaper value that
And
we can
knows
bring in
Kyle's stuff.
exactly,
Knows what to
and then we
do.
can still bring
Hits the
in
ground
Bourne.
running.
We got to think logical. I mean, I would love to have Emmanuel Sanders, but this is the time right here where we can get a speedster and we can get somebody to work that system. Because Jimmy's, that receiver tree, that route tree. When you look at Jimmy's progression, it's Kittle here, it's somebody there, it's Debo here, it's the run game. It's what I'm saying.
But you need to get
start
that
talking
top
about them.
taken off that
Oh yeah.
defense to make everything most
Oh
effective.
yes.
And by the way,
Yes.
as I said, Debo's going to take over as the number one guy next year anyway. The more I think about that, the more I realize E-Man is actually expendable.
And I would hate to.
Because I like him as a person and
Oh,
what he
yeah.
did, his
And
maturity,
yeah.
and what he brought to the table for the rookies to get a grasp of.
But he has to buy into the system. I mean, like I said, we got 21 free agents, man. When you break it down, we got Dwelly as a free agent still. We got both running backs, Breida and Jeff Wilson Jr. as free agents. Then we got DeMontre Moore. We got Blair. We got a lot of.
If I could just keep DeMontre Moore,
great for us.
And if you just sign DeMontre Moore and Blair, let the rest of them go. I tell you something else too. This is the thing that's going to happen here. The 49ers can't afford. My mind's going in 50 different directions. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
We got to do something because we got to free up some money. We got to have that money to be able to sign somebody later on in the year. They talking about expanding the season and all that. We got to have that money later on in the year. For D4 to asking $17 million and you only play 8-9 games for us, bro. That's crazy. I don't care how hard you hitting that edge. You crazy.
Man, we got to go. I tell you what, too, with Kyle Shanahan and Bobby Turner, you don't need. They can go get a running back. They'll go find a running back and make him into a superstar. So
Jeff Wilson Jr.
Yeah, I wish Jeff Wilson would stay. Yeah, look at Mostert. That's crazy. But Mostert always was good. Coaches didn't know what to do with him. I mean,
I thought Mostert was going to be like that the year that Shanahan came. That preseason, I said, man, who is this?
I know, right? Against Kansas City? I know what
game
you're talking about.
Then he went straight to special teams. I said, oh,
he fumbled.
Man.
Remember he fumbled.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We got to go, fam. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, Ronbo. All
Thanks,
right.
Fam. Yeah, man, you start thinking about everything. It starts to make you, man, your mind starts to race. And there he is from Bama. Rod. Come on in here, man.
What's going on, Ronbo?
All right, you know how we do. Each year we confuse ourselves and make ourselves crazy trying to figure out what the 49ers are doing. Now that little masquerade they put on at the combine, it may have been just what it looked like, a masquerade, but at the same time it made all the sense in the world. They go write movies about Lynch and Shanahan in another 20 years. You watch. I'm telling you, man, them dudes are something else.
Yeah.
Rob, what's going on?
You're right. Well, I tell you what, man. The last time we spoke, I said that I thought it would be beneficial to go after AJ Green because, like a few callers ago stated, Emmanuel Sanders, as good as he is, I mean, I think we pretty much got the most that we could get out of him. Because, I mean, despite what he brought to our offense, it's like you said, Ronbo, and I mean, I said it before too. Debo was brought there to do what they thought Pettis could possibly do, and that's come in and be a number one. And I mean, he established he could do that by, lining up at different positions, doing different skill sets, and I mean, you want your number one guy, and I mean, Kyle Shanahan is the one that's always said, there's no number one guy in this offense. But when you talk about what he did in Atlanta to have the success he had, Julio Jones was not only an excellent route runner, but he had excellent hands and excellent speed. So I think Deebo Samuel in this offense meets all of those same skills. And I mean, he's not as probably fast as Julio Jones on the track field, but
he's quick.
You think about Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice wasn't a track star either.
Until somebody was after him. Rice stole everybody.
Exactly.
I may not run a 40, but when them dudes coming after me like they're coming after me, I'm gone.
That's right. I'm gonna win that foot race, and I mean, and that's what Deebo Samuel he brought to the table. And I think
Deebo can do that.
As much as you guys hate to say it, I still think that Dante Pettis is a person of interest because Kyle Shanahan was quoted for saying that he expects for him to be on the mission this offseason.
Let me write this down. I got to remember this. Remember, fam. The Rod said it first. I'm going to put him down on record. Rod is one of the few people that still think and believe in Mrs. Pettis' baby boy. I love it. And Rod, ain't no shame in that. You could be able to tell all of us.
But you know what, though, Ronbo?
Yes.
Don't misunderstand me now. I'm not saying that he just that I believe in him. I'm saying that I think that this guy was a second-round pick.
Yeah.
Of Kyle Shanahan's. And you just think about guys like, I can't remember his first name, but the Williams guy from Utah that he thought was going to be the eventual tailback of the future that never panned out. And he may have held on him a little longer than he needed to, but, I mean, Kyle Shanahan is real particular about guys that he picked. I mean, look how you guys got upset because C.J. Beathard is still on the team.
Still on the team.
You see what I'm saying?
He gave up on Williams because he had to.
And I think this is middle of the same thing. Because, I mean, he has more chips to play with now. You got a possible Jalen Hurts. Trent Taylor's coming back off injury. You still got Kendrick Bourne, who has solidified a role in the offense at least.
But Kyle wouldn't give up on him as mad as he was making everybody, except me. Well, I love
and I mean, and like you said, you just got to love Kyle and Lynch's ability to actually see the possibilities of success where, we might be a little bit more closer than they would be because, they see the guys on the field on the regular.
All the day, every day. And they're looking at a lot of other things besides their ability to play football. They're talking them up. They're getting the wrong answers. They're getting the right answers. There's a lot of things that go into keeping a football player from the coach's perspective that we don't know about. So I agree.
And I, like you, would love to keep Wilson. And I think we're going to keep Wilson. I really do. I think it's the reason Kyle left him on the field for just, limited play. His role in the beginning of the season was merely goal line situations. But, I mean, the man
and he doesn't freeze under pressure, Rod. That's what I like about him. That kid will come out there and get it done. That pass that Jimmy won that game against the Cardinals with, he came across there, got that pass, and went right to the end zone. I said, God, Lord, have mercy. Look at this. He ain't scared, and he ain't going to freeze up. He's going to get it done. And he's done that a number of times. Never gets any snaps. They never call him in. But when they call his number, as you know when Jeff Wilson's on the field. Love him.
Yeah. So, I tell you what, in the conclusion of this statements that I'm making about my thoughts, man, I think that as far as that 31st pick goes, I think it has to go offensive line, regardless if it trades back or whatever. We need to go ahead and find Joe Staley's replacement. As good a job as Brunskill has done, I think Brunskill has only proven one thing, and that's right now, exactly. He's a swing tackle / guard. And
he can play tackle.
We need to continue to try to build for the future because,
Rod,
despite what some people say.
Do you see any prospects? I was just wondering, do you see any prospects in the draft or otherwise that could come in and take care of that right side for us?
I tell you like this here, Ronbo, man. I think this is going to be one of the brightest years for the tackle position in the NFL for the simple fact that you got a lot of guys coming out that SEC that made some noise this year, especially in the Senior Bowl. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, did you see offensive lineman the other day? Dudes have turned into a new hybrid. Big, strong, athletic. You know how you see offensive linemen usually got too much stomach and way too big? I seen some dudes out there. Some of the guys in the booth was laughing. Yeah, John Lynch said dudes got thighs like Nick Bosa. I said, look at all them dudes getting out into space. Some of them can really move. I said, you know what? Rod. You know how many offensive linemen out there could come in and get right busy? Because you need athletic guys that can get out into space. That's what Kyle Shanahan likes. A lot of them boys went over 300 pounds and was moving.
Yeah,
And for today's defensive lineman, that's what it's going to take to stop them. Boy, I think you got it.
It
could be an offensive lineman in the first round.
Whatever move they decide to make, man, I think that they know that we need to go ahead and try to add more weapons to the team. I mean, I know a lot of people are talking about continuing to keep the depth cycle going, which I do agree with that. But I think, that tackle position and lastly that free safety position with Ward leaving needs to be definitely addressed.
All going to be handled after free agency. Rob, we going to go. But I'll look for you tomorrow. I hope you can get back in here so we can continue.
Oh, yeah, we'll catch you on Raw, man, for sure.
All right, fam. Looking for you, Rod. Have a good night, fam.
All right. Give me that assist, dog.
Oh, you know. A Niner! Sit it down, Bama way for the ride. Yeah.
All right. Shout out to you, Ronbo, and shout out to the Empire, baby. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Yeah, looking forward to it. See, this is the thing, We get together, man. The juices are flowing. And I'm telling you right now, we were looking at the sexy picture. Everybody's looking at the cornerbacks and the running back, the wide receivers. But now that I think about it, there's some prime-time offensive linemen. Usually Kyle always, when they'd ask Kyle, why do you always get undersized guys to play offensive line? I don't want smaller. I mean, if I can find a big guy that can move, I'd go after him. But I need guys that can get out and block out in space. And most of these big guys can't do it. But the guys in this year's that offensive lineman, one after another, these guys had waistlines. They had musculature. They were moving fast. And these are huge dudes. I think it could be in play. One's going to be on the team this year. I don't know which one, but somebody is. Hey, there's John V. John.
Ronbo, what's happening, my man?
John, speculations. Oh, man, it's hard to keep up with John, Sean, and Kyle and what they're thinking. Man.
I know these guys are crazy, man. This speculation, I mean, just day to day, it's killing me, man. I mean, I don't know. I agree with the last caller. Outside linemen could be a way to go, Ronbo. I don't know what they're doing. Smoke and mirrors. I don't know if they're interested in a wide receiver at all. I really don't. There are so many DBs. I mean, there's a 320-pound outside lineman, Tristan Wirfs. This dude ran a 4.86. He's 320 pounds.
See?
These guys are massive, and these boys are young. And it scares me because we have an old school approach on offensive linemen, I mean, I love Staley, man. Believe me, I do. But with a guy like this, shit. I mean, these guys, you're right. They're hybrid, dude.
Yes. It's a whole thing. Everything's shifting. The next generation athletes are here, John. They are here, and they're going to be scary.
They are, Rumbo. I mean, no joke, dude. That's no joke, man. If there's anything to talk about, that's something worth mentioning because that is some truth. These dudes are they're generational talent, man. These guys are nuts. I'm afraid of them, dude.
Yeah,
I'm afraid of them.
Bigger, faster, stronger.
Bigger,
you know how each
generation
faster, goes.
Stronger.
Yeah. God.
Holy smokes. Deion Sanders got me nervous. I just want to slap him for the bullshit spread.
God, I can't wait till, what are we, March, for free agency? So we could stop talking about Tom Brady.
March
15th?
Dude, what is it with that shit, Ronbo? That's scary too, dude.
This is where he's from. He's from the Bay Area. So what a great story for him to end. He goes back to San Francisco. He wins one to put on the mantle next to his idol, Joe Montana. I'm sorry, but this is not Hollywood, okay? It's not. No.
They were a Niner fan. They were a Niner family. They were Niner fans prior to his.
I wish the 49ers would have picked
as a
him.
family, I believe.
They were.
Yeah,
They attended the games.
A lot of teams would have.
Man.
But I mean, I don't care. It's a sweet story.
Too.
It is, but I mean, I don't want to hear that shit. Because Ronbo, I promise you, nothing will upset me more than if John and Kyle, if that organization has any I don't know, ulterior motives. I want to say, if they let us down as a fan base,
and do
I
this,
will be pissed.
I know. You know what though, John? I got a feeling. I don't know what. If somebody said that they were having lunch or something, they were hanging out. It might be science fiction.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard you say that. I haven't read it yet.
I'm hoping I read
but
something.
That got me really nervous, man. I went left to center driving home. That was bullshit.
I tell you what. You know what? I think Jed York would probably call him as they were sitting there at the table. Guys, John, are you guys having lunch with anybody I know? Why, Jed? Well, yeah, somebody told me that Tom Brady was hanging out with you guys for lunch today. Who told you that? Well, just tell me it's true. Jed, listen, if I do, I'm going to let you know first. I can see now. It's got to be a rumor. I don't believe it. I'm not going for that. It's not happening.
I'm not going to buy into that shit. I don't want to buy into the Brady Garoppolo shit, period. But, when Deion Sanders is stirring the pot over there at the Combine, man, that pisses me off, Ronbo.
Didn't it? God,
and you know what? I know we're going to hear this shit.
Skip
we're going to hear about this a lot. I know we are, man. Skip Bayless, when the hell does he ever know what the hell he's talking about?
There's a couple other guys. That ESPN's got writers saying Tom to San Francisco. I said, you know what, you guys, this is not your team. That's why you just say these insensitive things. Shut the STFU. Stop, man. No.
Yeah, dude, that's true, Ronbo. I mean, because it's a good storyline, man.
Yeah.
Anything you could put Tom Brady in with, anything.
But the storyline, like you say, though,
out of it.
Then why is Deion's not a writer? What is he doing? Oh, it's annoying.
I don't know. He's supposed to be on our side. What the hell's the matter with you?
I know, right?
God damn it! Didn't he learn anything from this season? He was riding. He was riding our coattails with all the good stuff, and he was saying nothing but good things. And now you want to throw that witchcraft shit in the pile? Oh no, dude! I don't even want that out in the universe, Ronbo.
So let us relax. I think it's just a joke. I don't think so.
I do.
And they've already made it clear that Jimmy's their guy. Now, how foolish would they look? Jimmy's our guy. And a few weeks later, well, we've made a decision. We're trading Jimmy to who needs a quarterback really bad? We're trading Jimmy to Cincinnati. We're going to get back A.J. Green, and we'd like to announce that Tom Brady is now our starting quarterback.
Everything.
I can see myself pulling the blade out of my
Ronbo.
chest.
I will be so disappointed if they did that shit. All jokes aside, Ronbo. All jokes aside, I never want to hear Tom Brady and Jimmy Garoppolo in the same damn sentence again. And I did hear that the Bengals may franchise tag AJ Green. Now that would take that dude out of the equation.
Well, that's stupid on their part too. But I hope they do.
Yeah, I do too, because I don't want anything to do with that dude either.
And John, it gets even better in Cleveland, in Ohio. I understand now that they're thinking about also trading that first-round pick. Instead of taking Burrows, what are they doing? Oh, that's funny. You guys don't need a quarterback. Andy Dalton's going to be there again next year. Listen, you know what? We got to go. John, let's continue this tomorrow. And keep an eye on the news there, because it's entertainment.
I'll be looking forward to it. Let's have a good laugh tomorrow, Ronbo. My friend, always a pleasure. Take care of yourself. Thank you for everything
John.
you do.
Thanks, fam.
You
too. I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Night.
All right, brother. I'll be there. Bye-bye.
And Guerrero Manguea. Hey, I just want a Super Bowl and just win it. Guerrero. You know, did I answer your email? I wrote it. I probably didn't send. I got your note about some going-ons during the Super Bowl. Those articles have been out for a while, too. I just didn't want to get into them because people start getting, stop with the conspiracy theories, man. The referees didn't have anything to do with that Super Bowl, man. Stop whining 49ers. You see, you know, the thing is, I want to develop some software that you can actually reach into a person's computer and hit him with an electronic slap. Oh, man, I'd be up. I don't want to be able to trace it, though, so, the police can pick you up for assault. Hey, Warren, come on in, man. Warren. Warren. And Guerrero also adds, McCarthy, coach for the Cowgirls, Skip Bayless is saying that they'll be in the Super Bowl to win it. I'm starting to like Skip Bayless, and I love Shannon Sharp. If I'm going to listen to two guys, I am amused by those two. Now, Skip, you can't hate on Skip for loving the Cowboys. We love the Niners, but Skip is hilarious. Those videos he does when he's throwing all his cowboy gear in the garbage after the games. I've never thrown any of my 49er stuff in the garbage after a game. But, of course, Skip's got way more money. He can afford to buy new jerseys. Hey, Warren, where you at, man? Warren. Hey. There he is. Shaleo.
Ronbo.
Well, Shaleo, the name of the game today is, and we've been online with Scotland Yard and some of the most famous detectives trying to figure out what are the 49ers doing. And now you add to the mix that rumors being spread about John and Kyle meeting up with Tom Brady. And it's a rumor.
Hello?
I was just mentioning it because somebody else mentioned it. I'm not supporting it. I'm trying to get people straight on that. I didn't say I said it. I said it was just a jerk rumor, a silly rumor. Anyway, we're just going around and around with a whole lot of stuff here. And, Shaleo, let me get your feelings on that.
How about them cowgirls? How about them seacocks? How about them lambs? How about them Trader Raider Joe? Hey, whoever needs a quarterback right now is the Dallas Cowgirls, okay? They can't seem to find Dak Prescott. They need the quarterback as bad as we do. We got our quarterback.
I know, and the thing is, that's why I'm saying, what we need are the 49ers really going after wide receiver? Because, what has been happening is, Dre, it's probably true. I'm just saying, it's still floating around. You got Deion Sanders, okay? This is the only thing I'm talking about. Okay, we're done with that. Anyway, Shaleo, I'm sorry. What was I? Oh, yeah, we're talking about cornerbacks. Maybe the 49ers are going for a cornerback in the first round. They're making it look like they're going after wide receiver, but I don't see the point of doing that this year. Well, we're not picking 1, 2, or 3.
You know what, Ronbo? We should pick up a defensive player, and I think our strongest need is a corner. But we should wait till free agency, because if Ward decides to leave or Armstead, then we could go out in the draft or in free agency and pick up one of those guys' replacements. For one of those replacements.
I know. And you're right, too. That's what's going to happen. They're going to wait till after free agency to make up their mind completely.
And wide receiver, I think the other caller, Lee, he was right. We should wait for wide receivers in the later rounds.
How late, though?
I think
because if you don't get in the first round, Shaleo, we'd have to wait till the 5th round.
Yeah, that's fine. There's hidden gems. We picked up a hidden gem in Debo. So
we picked him up in the second round, though. Actually, Debo was not a hidden gem.
Second round, but still, second round. That's a hidden gem. I mean, that's something New England missed out on and got N'Keal Harry their last pick. And look what happened to N'Keal Harry.
Shaleo, I got to tell you, man. You know what? As far as first round, picking up wide receivers, I think that could be the worst luck in the world. Every wide receiver remember the guy that went to the Chargers, broke his neck in the first
I think
season.
that receiver from the Tennessee Titans, he was the first round, right? And he panned out being good. Was it a Brown?
Oh.
Was it A.J. Brown?
You're talking about second round pick, and he was a tight end. Njoku. Yes. Is that the guy you're talking about?
No, for the Tennessee Titans. They picked up a receiver last year in the draft. Yeah. I mean, he panned out good. He was in first round, right?
There's got to be a few first rounders. OBJ was a first rounder, right? Has to be.
But not too sure, Ronbo. But, we don't need to look at it. Odell Beckham Jr. That dude likes to grab ass, slap ass.
Well, the thing is, I'm talking about first round draft picks. AJ Jenkins, first round pick. Nobody's gotten over that yet. I'm thinking maybe stay second round pick and on.
Yeah, but Ronbo, we got a unicorn, Dante Pettis in the team, man. I mean, his first year he was good. Like everything's going smooth, but this guy discovered kitty cats, coloring his hair.
Shalil, he had those kitty cats at home even while he was being drafted. I got a feeling.
Even too, all you could hear is meow.
If you know what, from now on,
I hope Jimmy this season. I hope Jimmy puts some sense into him when he misses a catch or something. Like, hey, what are you doing? I think Jimmy G needs to stop being a nice guy and start being hard on his receivers for dropping some of these balls. Like Tom Brady gets mad at his receivers. You mother bleep.
You know what?
I
got to tell you this, Leo. Marquise Goodwin. I don't know. I'm just saying, throwing this out there. I don't know if it's true or not. Marquise Goodwin, he actually unfollowed Jimmy G midway through last season. I don't know why. But could G have said something to Marquise? Because Marquise dropped a couple of passes that were right to him. It would have gave us a first down position. And some of the things that were dropped last season Jimmy G should have been over 4,000 yards. Okay. My own theory.
A lot of people, you know what? A lot of people don't like Jimmy G. But you know what? He throws the ball to the receivers. What can he do? He's not a receiver. He's a quarterback. He throws the ball to the receiver, and the receiver's fucking dropping the ball. Like you're supposed to fucking catch it, and he's dropping the fucking ball. The receiver's dropping the ball.
Mm-hmm. And they started catching the ball.
There's nothing he could do.
After Sanders got there, Debo's game stepped up about 12 notches because Debo was already fair. But Jesus Christ, he became the man after Sanders arrived. Sanders did a decent job. All of a sudden, Kendrick Bourne learned how to Kendrick don't drop nothing. And he got to the point he wasn't. So,
Emmanuel had more reps than Dante Pettis. I think he had more catches than Dante Pettis.
Oh, God,
he was doing a better job than Pettis.
Oh, way better.
He didn't learn anything, and I'm going to say this. He didn't learn anything from Emmanuel Sanders.
And I see this. I don't understand.
He's at the airport. He's just colored hair, riding a fucking skateboard. This guy was kitty cat. He doesn't want to play. Like if he doesn't want to play, he can go. We can trade him. We can include him in the trade. We can put the Solomon Thomas guy that like to have the whole line.
It's a guarantee. But it's a guaranteed contract. Rookie contracts. You don't gain anything by getting rid of them. I think the players' organization, that's probably what they did to make sure that nobody gets tired of a rookie and gets rid of him after one season or two seasons. You end up having to keep him the whole time. And every now and then it works. But like now, we can afford to lose. If Dante comes in a half-stepping this year in camp, that means he's done nothing in the offseason. He's not preparing. He's not serious. He's not a 49er. It's time to go. That would you got to conclude.
Oh, and if we include Goodwin in the deal, we're going to get Tyler Gabriel. That's going to be the replacement.
True.
Tyler Gabriel's coming here.
I agree.
And I like Tyler Gabriel. Looking from the highlights, he's very aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle liked him in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
He's he's fearless. That's what he said.
And he hits the ground running because he knows what Kyle does. There's a little change in vernacular or things like that. He can pick that up real quickly. So, he'd fit like a glove. Shalil, we got to go, fam. I'll look for you tomorrow, okay?
Shout out to the Niner Empire. Thank you for the platform, Ronbo. You have a good night.
You too, man. Thanks. How about them cowgirls, them She-Hawks, them Lambs? And now he is the Iron Sheik. Sheik.
Ronbo! What's happening, fam? How you doing, man?
It's all about that time of year when we can't figure out what in the world is going to happen and how are we going to benefit, especially when Kyle and John are always saying, well, one thing we're going to do is we're going to do our best to make sure we make this team better. This is a damn good team. If they make this team better, I tell you what, Sheik, they should be given some kind of an award because that would be just saying something. Whew. Do you know the 49ers is ranked as one of the top rosters in the NFL right now? They're going to make it better?
Ronbo.
Yes.
Yeah. It's going to be exciting, Ronbo. But, the thing is, like you just said for yourself, we just take the pieces. But what do we need the most of? Maybe a free safety and Ward, but if he comes back, you might be good. And you can just get your backup and bring him in later on the drafts. Or you need maybe another wide receiver, but we have Jalen Hurd and Deebo Samuel. And then we have the right guard. Person, he's up and down. You might need a replacement, but Brumskill might be the guy. So I say what we need to do in the 34th pick, if nobody's going to be, I don't think that Gladney is going to be, I think he's going to be gone. McKinney is going to be gone. Bill Pitt.
Too many people are talking about him.
Yeah. I like McKinney, but I think Delpit, the only issue they have is tackling his injury. But if he falls to dead, you got to take him. No questions. But if he's not there, and then there's certain wide receiver, Ruggs, like everybody says, Ruggs and obviously CDE and Jerry Judy's going to be gone. Jefferson's a great prospect. I really like him. He's growing as a player. There's another wide receiver right next to him with Chase. He's a really nice wide receiver in LSU. But trading down, I think, is the best pick because you just build up as your depth and you groom them to the player that it could be. Like Greenlaw, for example, because you later rounds, because that's what we do. Later rounds, you pick them up and they become like a superstar.
Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner. Fred Warner got early, but Dre Greenlaw, the what do you call it? We're going to call George Kittle the logo at some point, right? George Kittle. Good grief. Man, those two alone. There's
Fred
more.
Warner.
DJ Jones in the 6th round, was it? Oh, man.
6th round.
Yeah. Playing like a first rounder.
We can pick these guys. Mm-hmm. And, the thing is, also, Ronbo, is people say, go get that guy, go trade him up and go get him. I was like, no, we're not. Honestly, why would you want to go trade Armstead when he's dominant on the run stop? Because Surek, he just loves Armstead. He knows what he's had. He's a run stopper. Why would you want to trade him? Because honestly, Ronbo, they might tag him. But the thing is, if you trade for him, we're going to get first round. It's very deep in the free agency. Players and defensive end. I'd rather keep what the core is and just keep it like how it is. Why fix it when it's not broken?
That's why. So, like you're saying, though, what are you going to get for Armstead? And what are you going to replace him with? This is the thing that scares me to death.
Yeah, I don't want that. I prefer Armstead than keeping Sanders because Armstead's going to be a long term over Sanders going to be a 1 or 2 year process.
Because your defense, your offense is not going to suffer that much without Sanders. But Sheik, that's perfect perspective. If you're going to weigh the two, which one's going to hurt you the worst? Am I going to lose Armstead and my defense takes a hit? Or my offense with Kyle Shanahan running it, it's not going to be that big of a deal. The scale drops. Now now Armstead is the most valuable. You do let Sanders go. I think
I'd rather keep him. I hope he stays, but at the same
But not
but
10 plus
if he
million.
does like a friendly contract.
Yeah.
No, he's not. I'm sorry, Sanders. You know, we respected what you did, but you know, we have a Super Bowl team in stacked. If you want to make it, you got to be a friendly deal like everybody else is. You see what Legendary himself did with the restructured contract. If you want to stick in this team, all these free agents to stick and fix your contract and make a friendly deal if you want to stick around to have the Super Bowl. Because it's hard to find that Super Bowl. Every player knows from the past, it's hard to go to the dance. Everybody wants to go to the dance, but they don't have the opportunity to go to because never did. So
you got to look at things very closely before you make a move, for sure.
And I want to talk about prime time, bro.
Jesus,
you know, you've been telling Akuda to shut it down. How about you shut it down with your mouth? We're saying that when you said about Jimmy Garoppolo. How about shutting that down? Why would we go trade Jimmy Garoppolo back to New England?
Why?
Why? That is one of the stupidest things. Like, and we got, we get a second round. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. We gave up our second round pick. It was a higher second round pick, and you expect us to go lower for Jimmy Garoppolo, Super Bowl, second place, winning the Super Bowl? Like, are you serious? We're not going to do that. Even if they wanted a first Ronbo, why would you want to have a small window with Tom Brady than a longer? No, it's a. And I seen a stupid Twitter tweet as well. So, well, you could have Brady for 1 year and then he retires, and then maybe you could go after Aaron Rodgers.
What?
He's we're
not running a generic. No, this is geriatric ward in San Francisco. Whoa!
This is not fantasy, guys. This is not fantasy.
Oh man! You know what? I wish. You know what? This ends next year, Sheik. I got to tell you, I'm guaranteeing it. People need to let Garoppolo grow in this system. He did great when you think about it, coming off that injury like that after the whole year with no football and no learning how to Shanahan's system. Comes in, got receivers that are so-so until midseason. And I'll be damned if anybody takes all these things into consideration. So you know what? That's okay, because Kyle's not. He knows what's going on. It's not going to happen.
Hey, Rama, let me ask you, who told you about that rumor of the dinner or lunch they did with Brady? Who said that?
It was on the chat. You know what? I want to protect that person. I friended him on Twitter. I think they just caught it from somebody else and put it out there. You know, it's kill the messenger is what's going on with that person.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. Sorry, not happening.
It's a rumor.
Yeah, Romo. But I think we do need another wide receiver. But at the same time, we have Jalen Hurd just sticking right there. It's just like, hey, we have Debo and Jalen Hurd if it works out. But we're not going to know this big spending. If you guys expect we're going to go on free agency, big names and guys that you might like, don't think about it because we don't have that cap. And then we might have a little extra money to restructure some contracts. But we're going to stick with what we have and draft. That's what we're going to do.
There you go, Sheik. Good stuff, fam. I'm gonna go and see you tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, it's a long time, guys. It's a long time to think about. But anyways, Ronbo, shout out to the Ronbo chat. Shout out to Will, Jersey Joe, Russo, Big Show. We love the combine. We love it. It's a great time, but we'll see, Ronbo. But faithful, hit that like for Ronbo Sports and sub and everywhere he goes. Later, bro.
Thanks, Sheik. Have a good night. You know, and also, the funny thing is, the combine wasn't as fun this year for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of great talent out there, but we don't have a first round pick. I mean, we have a first round pick, but it might as well be in the second round. We don't have a lot of needs. It's like, we got to hurry to get through this period and get back to the season. Get back to OTAs, please, hurry. Hey, Warren, are you there? Warren. I think Warren's out of here. All right. Hey, Ellis.
Yo, what's up, fam?
Oh, Ellis, a whole lot of hollering and screaming as usual because we believe that Kyle and John are like running through the woods and running through the lakes, keeping their track is undetectable by the dogs. So yeah, that's us, right? and you wonder, what are they doing? It's like Phil pointed out earlier. He was convinced the 49ers were going to get a wide receiver with the pick number 31. But the 49ers are so heavily emphasizing the fact that we're talking to every wide receiver out here that's worth a damn. And then you start thinking, how come, guys? We know your style, and this doesn't make a lot of sense. You've never done this before. So you're not even talking, you're not looking at secondary people, you're not looking at any linemen, But what are you thinking, Ellis? Are they messing with us?
Well, I think they're just trying to throw, like we talked about, they're trying to throw the scent off of the outside world and whatnot, and we don't want to be so predictable. So I think it's kind of just like a setup, like, oh, we're talking to these receivers, we're talking to these guys. If we can find somebody that's that's worthy of a pickup, then I think we'll get them. But I mean, I'm looking at like offensive line. We definitely need like some secondary assistance, depending on what we do with Jimmy Ward. I just feel like there's a lot of other things that we need to be kind of consuming ourselves with. And I mean, if you think about it, and let's look at it like this. Even with the Patriots, like, and for instance, even the Chargers, look how much or how many balls Keenan Allen got, and how pretty good the Chargers could even be just with one receiver. And I don't want to use them as a core example, but mainly the Patriots. They had Danny Amendola, and they had Julian Edelman, and they were tearing teams apart.
Weren't they?
With two guys.
Yep.
Two guys. You know what I'm saying?
It's chemistry.
Julian Edelman was getting. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it's chemistry. Brady, Edelman, and Amendola, they were ridiculous.
I mean, just with those three guys, and we're talking about, we got this guy, we got Debo, we got Jalen, we got Marquise, we got Dante, we got all these damn receivers, and I just feel like we have to do something. I feel like within our team, I don't know what Kyle and those guys are doing, but we got to figure out a way to make these guys more of a factor and not having to worry so much about adding to the receiver core. We have a lot of good guys. We just got to coach them up, and we got to design the plays to allow them to be successful. And I mean, shit, just imagine if we only had Debo and let's just say, one other guy. Just pick any other receiver. I'm just saying.
Well, you know who I'm going to pick, don't you? I'm going to put Kendrick out there right now. If I haven't got if I haven't got Sanders, that's my other guy.
Absolutely. We just have to find a way, I feel like, to be creative because we are already so deep in our receiver core. I feel like even with those guys, and look how small Julian Edelman and Danny Amendola were, though. I mean, we're talking about big receivers. We need big guys. We need red zone. We need this and that. They were killing
that doesn't work.
NFL with two midgets.
Yeah,
pretty much. You know what I mean? Two guys, 5'7", 5'8", you know what I mean? That's the tallest. And they were, torching the NFL for so long. I just feel like we got to find a way to be more creative and maybe not, if we're expanding the receiver core, why do that when we have all of this firepower already? I think we need to, probably, maybe not get back Emmanuel Sanders because he was talking about he's got plenty of money towards the end. I think was at the interview after we lost the Super Bowl. He was saying, "Man, I got plenty of money," and he was alluding to the fact that maybe
he ain't got to get no huge payday.
Have some crazy right. But I haven't heard shit about him being restructured or him having any negotiation that would supplement what it was that he said at that time. So hopefully that's something kind of behind the scenes that may be going on potentially. Because if not, then he's got to go, man. I mean, we already have the guys that we need. We just need to coach them up and design the plays that can allow them to be successful as the Patriots were with a Julian Edelman and just a damn, Danny Amendola. I mean, they were embarrassing. And there's some other teams that have good examples of that where they just got one really good key receiver and he's tearing every team up pretty much that he played. I mean,
and making everybody else have good days. It used to be Antonio Brown, Ellis. It used to be AB. AB ain't no long, tall, nothing. It's about route running. And a lot of people mistake size for skill. you run razor sharp routes like Amendola and Edelman, and Brady's hitting you perfect timing, and that's something people won't let Jimmy G develop. It's timing. It's not all about everything that people say. It's timing and chemistry. Brady can beat you with Edelman all day, and that's all he needs. He won't even use his tight end. It's just him and Edelman. He can't be covered. So, you know.
I mean, yeah, no, absolutely. You're all the way 100% correct. That's why I'm just saying that maybe we're too involved or too invested in the receiver thing, which I know they got some good guys in there, but I'm just saying, man, do we really need to do that? Shouldn't we try to beef up the secondary, the O-line, maybe get an outside linebacker, make some smarter decisions to fill in the holes that we may need, and then just coach up our guys next year and design the damn plays to where we can take advantage of teams that way. And of course, Jimmy's got to come up a little bit more, but we don't want Tom Brady. You know what I mean? We got to stick with Jimmy, and we got to ride it out. I know Prime doesn't have confidence in Jimmy, and
I'll be tripping.
He has the right to his opinion. Yeah. Well, because Jimmy was the talk of the NFL all year about, I don't know, I don't believe in Jimmy. So then when certain things didn't happen, then it's kind of like, we resorted to something being, Jimmy related, which is not fair. You know what I'm saying? It's a team effort, and everybody had a part to play. But I just think that if we coach these guys up a little better, design some plays.
We don't need to be going hardcore, trying to desperately reach for a wide receiver that we don't need. And I agree with that, too. We got some firepower, Ronbo.
Oh, yeah. We really do. And, I mean, Richie James. Look at Richie James. He hasn't even got a chance to really, blossom and be able to fully become effective because we haven't utilized him.
So true.
You know what I mean? So I just think we got to look at it from that perspective.
And you're so right.
Yeah, right on, fam.
Well, so I'm going to look for you tomorrow. Good stuff as usual. And
you're so right. Yes, sir.
So right. Right,
yeah,
fam.
let's just try to think of outside the box a little more. But, yeah, shout out to you, Ronbo, as always. Thank you for your platform and everything that you provide for us. And shout out to all of the fam out there. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. Follow Ronbo Sports, man. I'll be forgetting to say that sometimes, man. Y'all support this man. You know what I mean? He gives us life out here.
Thanks, fam. Appreciate you, Ellis.
All right, champion. All love. Talk to you soon.
All right. Oh, yeah. Who's it? Oh, yeah. We already did that. Hey, Charles.
How you doing, Ronbo?
Charles, doing great, man. It's fun trying to figure out what the 49ers are going to do and get ready to be extremely surprised. It's like as soon as free agency comes, it's going to be real quiet, Charles. I can already predict it now. It's going to be real quiet. We're going to get into day one of free agency. We're not going to hear anything. Day two, we're going to say, hey, the 49ers aren't re-signing anybody. They're not saying anything. What's up? And then all of a sudden, it's going to just bust loose. They're going to make all their decisions real quick and make announcements. And everybody's going, oh, really? I'm already looking forward to that. But for right now, nobody knows what they're doing at the Combine. But what are you thinking?
But I don't need John Lynch giving me another heart attack with all these moves. It's like, I remember last year when we all knew the guy was Nick Bosa. Everyone knew.
Well, not everybody.
But then
there's a big argument on that. Remember last year we argued right and left on that. Remember?
Yeah.
The Nick Bosa camp versus the Quentin Williams camp versus the Josh Allen camp. It was hilarious.
Yeah. but they even said we already knew who our guy was 3 months ago.
Well, they did afterward. Yeah.
But then they kept us thinking is it Nick Bosa? Can it be Quentin? And they had us thinking everywhere from just everywhere. Keeping us on our
the Cardinals kept lying too, though. That's what confused things. Cardinals are saying things like, "Well, we're bringing Nick Bosa in for a look." Why? You guys ain't fooling nobody, man. You guys at the number one pick, and you're gonna get Kyler Murray. You're not fooling anybody. And then the argument started. Well, the Cardinals don't have to take Kyler Murray. They got Josh. What's the name of the guy that went to the Dolphins? Josh what? Anyway.
No, it wasn't. Okay. Anyway, so we're talking about tackles. Yeah, we're talking about tackles. Did you see this one guy who was 6'7", 360, running a 5'1"? That's ridiculous.
Oh, if you get hit by that guy, there's no recovering. Just pick him up off the field and call his family. It's over. Good Lord.
That boy just needs one arm, just one hit to the chest, and you're out for 2 weeks. Damn.
That is crazy.
And and let's say he drops 15 pounds. Do you think he runs a 4.9, 4.8?
That's only if only 15 pounds. He's still way over human size. That's crazy. Hey, wait, listen. What is this guy's name? I didn't see anybody like this. What's his?
He's from Louisville. I saw it on Instagram on the NFL's page. Let me see his name right now. I'm trying to. Give me a minute.
Who's he talking about so we can get Josh Rosen as well? I was thinking about a minute ago. We're going to Miami. Who's Charles talking about here weighing 360 pounds running a 5'1"? Can you see yourself getting on track with this if you're out of shape trying to run a 40 with this guy and he embarrasses you with that driving that truck down the track? He's saying you're about to break.
He plays tackle too. He plays.
Wait, is he a DE or an offensive? He's an defensive end?
He's a lineman. He's an offensive lineman.
Oh, offensive lineman. Oh, I like that idea. Maybe we should think about getting him.
So keeping him on the bench for your until Joe.
His name is
down.
Is his name Mekai Becton? Mekai Becton? Is that him?
Mekai Becton. Yeah, that's it. Mekai Becton. That's him.
Thanks, Cafe LeBlanc. Oh, I got to go check this out. All right. Go ahead, Charles. I'm listening.
He went to Louisville, and I'm just saying, I wouldn't be mad if we picked this guy up with our first pick. He's athletic. He can block. He can move. He's basically Kyle's dream guy, as you said earlier. He would pick up the big guys, but they just aren't fast enough. So if this guy drops 15 pounds, he's already 350, 345.
Listen,
can run a 4.8, 4.9.
Charles, he doesn't need to lose any weight. If he can run a 5'1" at 360 pounds, I'm telling him I'm going to take you out for Hamburger Wednesday every week, okay? And you eat all the hamburgers you want. Was it Becton? Yeah, I got to see this. I didn't see it earlier. All right, but I did see some huge guys out there. And what I might have been looking at is who you're talking about. But go ahead.
So I'm not. If we pick him up with our first pick, I would not be mad. I would actually be pretty psyched to see what this guy can do. Maybe sit behind Joe for a year, learn all the technical stuff, because he's definitely an athletic freak. What do you think about that?
Yeah, he's a tackle, right?
Yeah, he's a tackle.
Yeah, he has to be.
His nickname's the Big Ticket.
Of course it is. You know, the NBA used to have a big ticket. If he can measure up anything like that one, man, God.
Look at it. And Ronbo, also, when the last time I talked to you, I thought about this. I want to keep Goodwin. I want to give Goodwin one more chance if he reconstructs his contract. Just give him a chance, learn outside, and then put Sanders in the slot. That's what I want to see right now at this point.
I got no problem keeping Goodwin, and I really do think he's going to show out in camp. And Kyle's going to bring him back. And if nothing else, he'll trade him. But he's coming back to get a look at him.
He's happy. Like, I don't know if you saw his YouTube video with his child. I just wanted to see how to see his reaction.
Oh,
this guy. He's just due for a good year, Ronbo.
Yeah, I think
he's just due for a good year.
You know what? Kevin Magnum says the guy you're talking about 6'7", 367 pounds of fury. Charles, we gotta go, Charles. Man. Charles, I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow after I check this guy out. I'll tell you about him tomorrow, okay? Yeah.
Ronbo, check out one more guy. Check out this guy, Tristan Wirfs. He tied every record for linemen, so check him out. All right, Ronbo, I appreciate the platform, and have a good night.
Thanks, fam. Tristan Wirfs. All right. Man, I tell you, some of these offensive linemen will be hard to pass on, too. You know, 49ers could be messing with us. Jimmy G needed more protection. The big ticket. Kevin Garnett's probably saying, that's the big ticket. I'm giving a name to him right now. Hey, Frank.
Hey. Hello.
Frank, how you doing tonight, Frank?
I'm doing wonderful tonight.
Hey, Frank, you're out in Montana, as I remember, right?
Yes, Billings, Montana.
That's it. Frank, come
Yes,
on in,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
Frank, we're
Oh,
oh, go ahead.
I was just listening to your show not too long ago, but what is this rumor that I'm hearing about Tom Brady going with our Niners?
No, Deion Sanders. You know, everybody now who wants to get attention in the media, hey, how about sending Tom Brady to San Francisco? Jim, I got to tell you. Yeah, I got to tell you something, though, Frank. Here's the thing: Jimmy G's getting so much disrespect for the last month. I can't wait to see him in camp next year. What? The guy's going to light it up. He's got the talent and the skills. He just needed a little more time. Nobody wanted to give him any time. Okay. Watch what happens next. I can't wait.
Me too.
Can't
yeah.
wait. But anyway, what are you thinking other than that silliness? What do you got going on with the wide receivers? Are we getting a wide receiver? How would you like to have a guy like Mekhi Becton, 367-pound offensive lineman, that would send fear? He runs a 5'1".
That sounds.
You know what? If the guy runs 5'1" at 367, Frank, do you realize if we put him on a what's her name, the diet lady? Anyway, we put him on a diet, let him lose about 20 pounds. So now he breaks 5. He's at 350 pounds. You come running. Here's a guy coming off the edge. Ha! Becton stands up. Bam! Oh. Here's a coach. Count the fingers. I'd love to see this. I bet he's agile and quick. I'd be laughing on every snap, Frank.
Well, yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, man, it's making myself crazy. But, Frank, what are you thinking? I'm sorry. I've been going on too long here. What's going on with you?
No worries. I think that sounds great.
It does.
But what I've been hearing is from the other callers, I think, the secondary would be great because, like, that Super Bowl, oh, my gosh. And if we would have just,
one play,
wouldn't blow in our coverage, I think we would have, been just all right. So that's kind of where I'm kind of looking at because we got the wide receivers like, Deebo Samuel and, and everybody else, like Kendrick Bourne, so
he doesn't get enough credit.
I think we have the pieces, but I'm just kind of wondering about Dante Pettis. He was doing good at first, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. And like with Matt Breida, same thing, he was doing good, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. So I was wondering what your thoughts were on that.
Alice brought up a good point a few minutes ago. We're too quick to get rid of people and go get new ones. What we've discovered from going out and getting new people is new people come in and add to the misery. We need to develop some of these guys we got. And you look at Kendrick Bourne, everybody wanted to throw him in the trash 2 seasons ago. Last year, he did a great job. Deebo Samuels, we can assume Deebo Samuels is going to only grow from here. So I got a feeling he's going to be the man next year anyway. Jalen Hurd, he's got a back problem. I don't know if it's ever going to get any better, but we saw that he can definitely bring it. So I don't really know. Man. So we're going to see.
I mean, and it's like with Kyle, he's, I think he's a great coach, but he's going to make his mistakes at first. It's all about the development, which I agree with, the other callers and stuff. So, so that's what I'm kind of thinking. It's like with, if you remember Alex Smith. Long time ago, it took him. He struggled for years and years before he got, And so that's what I'm looking at. And Jimmy G he's doing a lot better than Alex Smith. So I don't know what everybody's thinking about.
Been through what he's went through, I know. That's it. It'll work itself out. It'll work itself out. I'm not worried about that. And like I said, what's the best receiver core in the NFL that you can think of offhand?
Oh, gosh.
Who's got the
That's
best
a tough
receivers? You know,
Oh my God.
it's not exactly it's not the Chiefs, not really. They got a fast receiver core, but I don't know if it's the best. But anyway, I want to see Jimmy G with a polished group of receivers like he's going to have next year. All right. Then start judging him. All right. He's had a whole year with Kyle Shanahan. He's not coming off an ACL. And there's so many factors involved here to come to the conclusion. The jury needs to shut up, go back in the room, and wait. And then after this next season, now let me see what he's got. But this knee-jerk reaction is just stupid. So, you know.
Oh yeah. That's why I can't listen to all those sports shows because all they do is just trash Jimmy G and our team, and it just makes me so mad. That's why I turned to your show, and it's just so therapeutic.
It's how they retire, you know. I mean, it's how the season's over and they haven't even got anything else to talk about, right? So they start going after Jimmy G. That's fine, you know. It'll go. Anyway, hey Frank, let me see tomorrow if you get some time, and let's see what develops. All right.
Can you do a Trent Baalke impression? I love your Trent Baalke impression.
You know, one thing I love to do is talk about Trent Baalke's. Oh, I'm Trent. That's right. Listen, you know, this thing about Jimmy Garoppolo, I actually knew his dad way back in the day, and he talked a lot like I did. That's why we got to be such good friends. But some of these guys that are running around here talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, they don't know his family background, and they could end up sleeping with a fish. So I would advise anybody that's got a problem with the Garoppolos or either the Bosas or anything like that, you need to walk and tread lightly. Your life could be at stake. And we'd make you an offer you can't refuse. And if you do refuse it, it'll be the last refusal. and out of that, Frank. Hey, Frank, I'm going to see you tomorrow, man.
All right. Thank you for the platform. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank, for joining us tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, and it is B-Ham.
Ron BZ.
B-Ham, first thing I remembered, man, how is your equipment, man? Is the rig back up and rolling yet?
We getting it together now, Ronbo. We getting it together now, man.
All right, good to hear. Good to hear.
And hopefully, the mechanic told me it should be back up and rolling hopefully by Wednesday.
Oh, B-Ham, that's amazing, man, because usually it takes a while for that. Besides the rig you're talking about, the dude usually sitting there, you know, mechanics do. They're sitting there wiping their hands up. You know, it's going to be a pretty good job. What if how soon do you need this back? I don't know why they always ask that, you know. And then they go ahead and give you the figure they're going to charge and everything. But B-Ham, more pleasant subjects, the 49ers, right? Now, see, everybody's assuming, and they got us going too. I think everybody in the league, including us, is assuming the 49ers are definitely looking at a wide receiver. What are you thinking?
Let me tell you what I would do, Ronbo. I would definitely look for a wide receiver. I mean, our wide receiver core is nice right now, but what we need is we need a big physical presence that does have a decent amount of speed on it, kind of like a Julio. You know what I'm saying? That will solidify our receiving core. We really need to make sure either, you know, what we're going to do to fix our secondary and protect Jimmy Garoppolo. I think now we're getting to the point now, being that we didn't went out and we didn't got the pieces, but now look at where we at as far as draft picks. You know what I'm saying? So
and lost a second round pick for Manuel Sanders cost us a second round. I worry about that because I said, you know, we're gonna let Sanders go, and we lost that second pick for what, 8 games? Well, including the playoffs. So, damn it.
Yeah, so you know you got to look at that. Then we got to really be cautious on what we're doing because how much money we got. So,
none. We got they say could end up around 35 or 40, well, somewhere around 40 million. I mean.
That gonna be enough for free agency, though. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You got to look at what we're dealing with. Yeah, see, that's the thing. See, I mean, we started off good. We got some of the right pieces, but now it's coming to the thing is you wondering, did we overpay for this person or that person? I don't think we did because, I mean, everybody that we have picked up, they have came right in and started performing, you know. So, I mean, it's just who is willing to take a cut and where's things willing to move to, I guess. And I'm pretty sure Kyle and John, with the way they've been doing, they keep things pretty quiet. It's a whole lot
They keep
different from
the cards is held
Buccaneers.
close to the chest. Yes. My God, they're good
Right.
at that.
So, and that makes us all wonder. And even on draft day, we're gonna probably be sitting there wondering like, what the hell y'all do that make that pick for? But
at 31? BM, let me ask you a question on that. Do they wait until draft night to trade down? Or do we know about that a week before the draft? Because at 31, there could be a valuable pick, but you need to wait until your guy goes off the board. And now you start working the phones, or do you just know that what you want is going to be in the second round? That is my question.
What I'm thinking is, if it's gonna happen, somebody is already coming to them with an offer. Because you might have a team out there that's trying to do like we did. Remember when John came in, he picked up Solomon Thomas. Then he turned around and jumped right back in the first round and got that boy from Bama, the linebacker, Reuben Foster. You might have a team. You might have a team that's trying to do that. It might give up 2 or 3, you know what I'm saying, second and third round draft picks just to get back in because they're eyeing a player. You know what I'm saying? So that can go either kind of way. I mean, either way it go, I think a lot will be determined because I mean, we speculating and we're trying to jump the gun, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of things will be put into play, and you can probably have a better picture of how the draft is gonna go, determining where Tom Brady goes. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, and then you got the free agent moves. So we speculating all these things that we might not even have to give up a 31 spot. We might be able to trade off some players. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
in free agency,
yes. And pick up some more.
You feel what I'm?
Yeah.
And pick up some more, and that might, make that position a whole lot better than what it is. Because one thing about it is we are loaded with talent. We are loaded with players. You know what I'm saying? So we can give like I've been listening to you guys talk earlier. Richie James. I mean, he's a good guy. Some of these guys haven't even touched the field yet. They is on special
Richie's feelings
teams.
would be so hurt.
They're on special teams just
they
trying
brought
so they can try to stay on the team. You feel me?
Can you see it? 49ers draft with a number 31, wide receiver from blah, blah. Richie, I can see Richie James at home. Damn. Gee, coach,
right.
Come on, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Richie.
So, I mean, things can go a whole. I mean, there's a lot of ways this thing can go. I'm taking it one step at a time. I like the way we don't go in. We're not giving off no big eye looks, because at one point we was the ones getting hunted. Now we are doing the hunting.
Yes,
so
indeed.
everybody's really trying
Love
to figure out what the hell is those 49ers finna do. You know what I'm saying?
Sit.
Everybody's trying to figure out what our next move is.
And BM, the funny thing, we're being watched now so hard. Teams want to model their own system of developing and building a team. I'd rather that would laugh and say, oh, look at this. Everybody likes the route the 49ers took to build the team to a Super Bowl contender. 2 years ago, you called us ass. Now we're the model. Now we're the standard. Media people.
Quick.
Oh, man.
And like I say, we don't really need with the way, I heard another guy, the other callers called him. just think about it. If they model these routes to what these receivers like to do, and get Jimmy on board with throwing these guys these routes and this, that, and the third. You feel what I'm saying? With the way Kyle plays is orchestrated, some of those plays, if you go look through the season, you got men that's 10 yards and ain't nobody around. You feel me?
Constantly.
So, man,
So,
it can happen.
It's just a matter of time and cohesion. You can't build that overnight, and a lot of people don't understand it. But yeah, we got to go, though, fam. I'll obviously get in here. Get in here tomorrow. I'll be looking for you, okay?
Okay, man. You be safe, man.
Dude. All right, fam. Have a good night.
Be easy. All right, you too.
Be ham. Uh-oh. It's Bill and Shania. Bill!
All right, I'm going to cut this down real quick. I'm going to say something. You watch The Walking Dead?
Well, yeah. Okay.
All right, you seen last week's scene between Alpha and Negan?
Who? Alfred?
Alpha and Negan. I'm going to break this down.
I've not watched...
These guys got a hard-on with Tom Brady coming to San Francisco. They reminded those two people making out with Negan and Alpha going on with each other, man. Two lovers in a quarrel. Why don't you have him come over to your house, take him out for dinner? Get over that.
I need to see that episode. I don't. I didn't know about this, Bill, but I do understand your point.
Well, watch it so you can catch on.
I don't know why. Why don't people attach Tom Brady to the Raiders? I don't understand. The Raiders have come public with their offer, and Gruden's made it clear that he wants to have Tom Brady. Why do you have to continually send, I guess because they're not in the Bay Area anymore, but why do you have to continually send him to San Francisco? We don't want a storybook finish. We're building something here, and we need more than a 2-year window.
Well, this ain't we're going to be a one-and-done team. This ain't we're going to be, go to the Super Bowl. We can just win one, and then we go out the map, and Cowboys take 10, and we take 1, and they're the minute mind and their sick fantasy. It's not happening.
No,
it's going to be the opposite. How can we take our 10 or maybe 15? Maybe the Cowboys in 25, 30 more years might take one Super Bowl after losing a couple.
Yeah,
that might happen.
Yeah, no. Tom knows he's not coming to San Francisco. And Tom is he should go to Miami. All right, he's on the East Coast because I understand the Dolphins would be willing to take him on. The Raiders have already told him how much money they're going to give him. The Jaguars, I understand Tom's not interested in the Jags. So,
The only reason I would consider having Tom Brady on our team is if he takes the backup role when he
I knew you were going to say that.
Second quarterback.
Tom Brady can't take a backup role. He's, by some people's standards, he is the GOAT. You can't GOAT the backup. You can't do it.
The GOAT of what? Go Simulator?
I agree. I still say Joe is better quarterback than than Tom. And Tom will tell you the same thing. Tom's a generational GOAT. This generation. But him and Joe would have smoked him if they would have been on the field at the same time back in the day. So.
Have you ever played Go Simulator, Ronbo? Have you ever played the game of Go Simulator?
No, I heard about it, though. What's the result of that?
The Goat Simulator is where they have the goat called Pilgore coming out with his big long tongue, slapping things around. That's what Tom Brady reminds me of, running his mouth too much.
Well, I just realized what you're talking about. I thought you were about the real goats. You're talking about real goats sometimes. There is a such thing as a goat simulator?
Yeah, it's a video game. Look it up. Look up Goat Simulator.
I'm curious now.
I want to hear your opinion on it.
God, that's funny. But at any rate, what's going to happen here, Bill? You got a lot of things going on here that some of it makes sense and some of it doesn't. Are we getting a wide receiver? Are we going to trade some people? Are we going to be able to handle losing Eric Armstead in the free agency coming up in a couple of weeks? Because we can get, if you lose Eric Armstead, you might be able to get some picks. You're going to keep your depth.
We're not losing Eric.
There's a lot of advantages for getting rid of Armstead that I don't particularly like, but they do make sense. Damn it. But go ahead.
Well, I see it's all going to start raveling after March Madness. That's when you really take a look. Right now, take a seat, look, dream March Madness. If there is a dinner between Shanahan and Kyle, It'll be as a backup quarterback. He is not going to take Jimmy's place. That is not happening.
I think it's a
And
rumor.
if I see anything like that, I'm going to see him being more of like a retiring as the best fan in the world, not the best player in the 49ers. You know,
he'd retire
we're
before
honoring
he
you as
do that.
being our fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
He'd retire before he sit down. Oh,
Yeah.
man. But he's not going somewhere where he's not going to be a contender. So that's another reason why people are putting him on the 49ers. The Raiders aren't contenders, and they're not going to ever be in our lifetime. I love saying that.
Man,
Raider fans, hey,
I'm not
Ronbo
going to see Tom Brady as a quarterback for the 49ers. We're not going to see that. That's Roger Goodell and his cronies and freaking BSPN's fantasy. Get over it. Quit watching. If you're getting off on Negan, getting off on Alpha, turn the channel, dude. You're sick. You need to get some professional help. That's my opinion.
I like this. How about Tom in Dallas?
Oh, he ain't gonna win it in Dallas. He goes to Dallas. They don't have no protection.
Oh yeah, no. It's not, I want to see Dak get disrespected. All right, Jimmy went to the Super Bowl, and Dak and Jared Goff. How about Tom going to L.A.? Dak and Jared Goff. Nobody's talking anything about them. They're talking about Dak's contract, but Jared Goff. He screwed up twice. Now nobody's talking about him. So I'm saying, how about some of this heat go? How about Cincinnati? That quarterback screwing up. Stop with this. Anyway, Bill.
I think he'll end up in Las Vegas. Yeah. I think he'll end up in Las Vegas. Yeah. If I'm going to make a prediction, he's going to be a Raider.
Derek Carr? Well, he doesn't deserve any respect either. So come on, everybody's picking on Jimmy.
Tom Brady's going to be a Raider.
Love it.
I'm calling
Bill,
it.
I got to go, and I tell you what, I'll look for you tomorrow. Okay.
Hey, if I'm up, man, I got to get up early in the morning the next 2 days, but I stayed up for you to. And Shania said hi.
Hi, Shania. Well, you guys.
And she wants a Ronbo shout out.
Oh, of course, you can get that all the time. You guys ready? Like, I love when people make me do that.
Next time I call you, I want you to catch up on The Walking Dead so you can catch some of these jokes, bro.
Yeah, I've got caught up. I've been doing so many things. I've been watching as much TV as I wanted anyway. All right, Bill. See you guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, hey, but when you see the scene, just turn your head. It's going to be gross and gruesome. I'll talk to you later.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Night, Bill. Night, Shania. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Let's see what Show's doing, because Show usually is a busy man. He's like parked at he's going through the drive-thru at the food place, or he's in the gym. Let's see. Hey, Show.
Yes, sir. I'm actually available for the first time in a while.
All right, Show. Enlighten us.
Yeah.
Because you're the guy that I love hearing from, especially now, because Show's got his finger on the pulse of all the activity going on with collegiates and everything. Now, Show, go ahead.
Isn't free agency fun, especially especially this year when you have Hall of Fame quarterbacks on the market?
That's crazy.
You heard me the other night. I'm one of those people that don't think Tom Brady is going to be here, but crazier things have happened in the NFL, Ronbo. Nobody thought Odell Beckham Jr. was going to get traded to the Cleveland Browns. Nobody thought he was
even
going to get
Odell
traded
didn't think so.
And nobody thought the Pittsburgh Steelers would get rid of Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown.
That's true.
That's
true.
That's if it happens, I don't think it will, but if it happens, we have to embrace it. Because we can't be mad at it. Tom Brady still has a lot left in his tank, believe it or not. He's not Peyton Manning coming off a neck injury, He looked bad last year because he had no receivers or Gronkowski. That's the reason why.
So, Show,
he's still a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
You're endorsing the move from Brady to
I'm
San
not
Francisco.
endorsing it. I'm not endorsing it at all. I'm just saying if it happens, we have to embrace it. I mean,
you know what?
Because John Lynch did ask about him in the past.
Oh, that's true. But that was how many years ago?
There you go.
3.
2 years ago.
He was 39.
Yeah,
You know,
2 or 3 years, something like that.
Yeah, here's the thing.
And now that he's available, and
yeah.
Tom has a say where he wants to go. I told you the teams he's not going to go to. He's not going to go to the joke of the Raiders. He's not going to go to Tennessee. They're going nowhere. He's not going to go to any Florida team. They're going nowhere. He's not. The only time
he doesn't want to leave just to be leaving is what you're saying. That's why I'm telling you right now, Show, when Robert Kraft and company gets together, Tom, we're getting players. We're getting players, and we're bringing them in, and you're going to be fine.
Like us, he is a diehard 49ers fan, Ronbo, and he grew up idolizing Joe Montana. And what better way to end your career in San Francisco, a Super Bowl contending team, for the next 4 to 5 years than when you have 2 to 3 years max left in your career? You know what I mean? He's not going anywhere where he's not going to be in the playoffs. That's the bottom line. I don't think he's going to stay in New England. I don't know what's going to happen, honestly. I don't. Deion Sanders throwing that out there too. Like, Deion knows a lot of people in the NFL. I take everything Skip and Shannon say with a grain of salt.
Oh, okay.
Because they're more entertainers. You know, like.
I know. And they say things just to get a rise. So the thing is, we can't afford Tom Brady. Number one. Okay.
No, I know we can't afford Tom Brady, and I like I said, I don't see it happening. But if it does happen, we have to embrace it. That's my point. Like, you know, we can't be mad at it.
But economically, it's not really possible. You'd have to almost gut the roster.
Look at the way Jimmy's contract is structured, though, Ronbo. It wouldn't affect us if we get rid of him or not. You know?
No. I'm just saying it's not the 49ers would be so far over the cap, and you haven't signed some very important players. Who's Tom going to play with? If you sign Tom for $30 million, which the offer's already out there, you sign Tom for $60 million over 2 years. Well, I don't know how much you're going to guarantee. But now
I'll leave that up.
You don't have any money for George Kittle, and Parag is good, but he's not this good. He can't manipulate these numbers.
We have plenty of money.
Get rid of Kittle.
We have plenty of money for George Kittle.
Well,
we have plenty of money.
You signed Tom Brady for $30 million or $60 million. You got rid of Kittle.
He's out there saying he's not.
DeForest Buckner. The fallout's not even going to end there. DeForest Buckner, forget about him.
So, anyways, back to the combine.
Yeah, please.
This whole them interviewing receivers is not a charade or a joke or anything like that. It's real, Ronbo. I don't know if people have been paying attention to not really close attention, but we've actually been using Debo more as a running back than we have as a receiver. I've seen Debo at least a couple of times go down the field for a couple of deep passes, and that's about it. But otherwise, we use him as a running back,
guy.
Like with the jet sweeps and
You can use him for any number of things, but not deep.
Yeah, not deep. He's built like a running back, and that's what they said out of the combine, and that's what they say during the games. Like when we see him making plays, they see him more as a running back than as a receiver. And if people forget, our biggest issue was not the secondary until the playoffs came along. You all lobbied hard for Emmanuel Mosley to start when you knew he was an unproven, undrafted free agent.
Well,
to start over Ahkello Witherspoon, that's what happened. He looked
he
good
looked great
until
that
game
one
time. Yeah,
crucial play.
But that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure you're putting on an unproven player. Like that, he will eventually give up a play like that. But our biggest issue was not the secondary.
The thing is, he's been well coached. Sanders made a mistake. He knows. I don't know that was. He blanked out for that one play, but 95% of the time, that kid was on target. He just blew it that play. But
our biggest issue was not the secondary. We have the number one defense. You guys are still complaining.
Go ahead,
are you kidding me right now?
Go ahead.
We have the number one defense, and you're still complaining. Our biggest issue is not the secondary. Our biggest issue was catching passes. Okay, before Emmanuel Sanders got there, we were dropping more balls than Snoop was dropping albums. Okay, that was our biggest issue. Like, come on.
I got sick of that too, but
and that's receivers. We got to keep that in mind. Receivers plural, not receiver singular. We're looking for receivers to surround Debo with.
And you got to get a bunch of the
Emmanuel's not going to be
to see what you got. And I agree with that. So
Emmanuel's walking. I think he's done. So when he's a one and done. He was like a Band-Aid and more of a mentor type.
I just wish we wouldn't give
develop
up a
Debo more.
Oh, we gave up a third. So it's a third-round pick that we got up for Sanders, right?
Yeah, a third-round pick. See, that's
Yeah,
the issue I have with Armstead too. That's the issue
Third-round
I have with Armstead too, because if we trade Armstead, we can get a third and fourth round out of him.
Uh-oh. There
You know what I mean?
goes.
Like,
There goes those deals. All right. I agree. Armstead is going to be if there's any asset we have to get us picks, it's him. But we know. But
Yeah.
so we're gonna.
That's the biggest asset we have on the trade market right now.
Yeah, I know. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
All
see you
right.
tomorrow.
Y'all
huh?
have a good night.
You too.
Take care. Y'all stay safe, and shout out to the TNT family. All right. Take care. Bye.
All right. Night show. This is you gotta love show this time of year. He always comes in and says exactly how he feels, and over 70% of the time, it's something that makes you go, "What?" So I'm still not embracing the fact. Tom Brady comes here, I won't embrace it. I'll be saying, this is the first time that I've lost faith. This is not good. Even if we do win this year, what are we going to do next year after that? Sergio!
What up, Ronbo?
Sergio, man, it's like that time. Soon, the truth will be told. But between now and the truth, we get to think about what's going to happen next. Are the 49ers looking around nothing more than wide receivers for a reason? And what about those offensive talents? Some of them are pretty grisly. And a lot of people believe the secondary needs to be addressed. Are they going for a secondary player in the draft? And we continue with the thoughts of Sergio on this and more. Sergio!
Oh man, I don't know why we need so many wide receivers. We probably need like one, maybe. Yeah, the special teams needs a little boost.
Special teams?
Like I said, special team. We need a little boost. We need to stop them from getting 20, 30, 40 yards on the punt returns and the kickoffs. And it's like
that's good. We got two picks in the 6th round. Anyway, from the 5th round on, all those guys are going to be special teamers probably until they can prove otherwise. But you're right. Yeah. Special teams is important though. So.
Yeah, and like I said, last time I called, we definitely need more protection for Jimmy to give him time to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Because when he gets pressured, he just I don't know.
It's like any other quarterback. If you get hurried on your throws, I mean, I'm not seeing any quarterback in the NFL that could play with an offensive line was just no good. I mean, you look at Brady got killed without having offensive line. Rodgers, we killed him. His offensive line is so-so. So it doesn't apply just to Jimmy. If you don't have an offensive line, Dak Prescott looks better than he is. Why? Because he's got one of the premier offensive lines of all time. So you got to keep it all.
But it's like when you watch Floyd Mayweather walking down the street.
Yeah.
He got all these bodyguards. Nobody can touch him.
Right.
True. And then he's not no Flavor Flav. He don't got protection. Look what happened to him. He got his ass whooped. You know what I'm saying?
I love this analogy.
That's the difference.
And while we're talking about Mayweather, Mayweather's style in the ring is the same way. Mayweather's like a mobile quarterback in the ring. People get mad at me about this, but Mayweather stick and run. And Floyd, hey, come on back to the middle of the ring, man. Ain't nobody got time to chase you. And I paid too much money to watch you race around the ring getting out the way. That's another story, though. But go ahead.
Drew Brees is like a Pacquiao. He gets rid of the ball real quick. And Pacquiao's like fast hands. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference when it comes to our quarterback. We need to give him protection. He's not a Drew Brees where he gets rid of the ball real quick.
The Atlanta Falcons killed Drew Brees, and you know why?
Yeah.
I think the Falcons had his receivers covered. But this works together, though. But he's got receivers that he's worked with for how many years? You got to wait a minute. But as I say, give Jimmy and his cast a minute to get it together. See, you do offensive line help. The 49ers are getting rid of Persons, it sounds like. So, yeah, this is something that's going to change.
Yeah, and then I think this is why Tom Brady is so successful because he knows the system and he works well with the system. And the Patriots, they spent their money more on the protection for Tom Brady than they do, getting running backs and quarterbacks. Wide receivers and like, come on, like Tom Brady's been having tight ends to throw to more than he did with wide receivers. Like he had Randy Moss, but who else did he have besides Randy Moss? And I don't know, man. I just think that we need a little bit more protection.
Yeah, he had Gronk. And also he's had some quick receivers and guys out of the backfield. It's going to come down to, as I say, people are going to see the difference next year. Garoppolo and his crew need time. They couldn't do it in 1 year. He's had 1 year. He had rookie wide receivers and guys who are still learning the system. This is not going to happen overnight. Even you put Brady in that situation, same thing's going to happen. It's not. They could, of course, maybe get person change, but you're going to see Jimmy Garoppolo's got one of the quickest releases in the NFL. That's just the fact. Now, but his receivers got to be open, and sometimes that wasn't always the case. Some of those INTs you saw, receivers were supposed to break one way, and they ran the wrong route some of the times, or they were delayed on getting to a point. In Shanahan's system, he throws wide receivers open. A lot of times the wide receiver isn't open, but Jimmy does need to know if that wide receiver is lagging, don't compound the mistake. Throw it away. These are things that are learned after a little bit of experience. But to expect Jimmy to come in Kyle Shanahan's system and just master it in the first season, it's too much to ask. So
we also need receivers with hands, man, because we had a lot of drop balls and some of the games, especially the ones that we lost, Yeah.
So it's a work in progress. That's why I say the 49ers overachieved last year, Sergio. The 49ers took a team that wasn't quite ready for, well, they were because the defense was just grisly. But they got all the way to the Super Bowl while they were forming and going. Because if the stage of 49ers right now, the floor is up here, right? The 49ers are down here. Let's say this is the 50th floor. The 49ers are around here around the 35th floor. That offense is going to get better next year. They'll get down to 45th floor. In 2 years, the 49ers will be untouchable. Guaranteed. With Garoppolo.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, man. I wasn't paying attention, but did you say they got rid of Emmanuel?
No, not yet. But they think it's going to be too expensive. I don't know.
Because I don't know. Like I think we should keep him because he was our deep threat. Like he was the one that was out getting balls out there.
He's a sure threat. He's not the deep threat because if he was a deep threat, we actually would have won the Super Bowl. Sanders was not quite fast enough. Jimmy Garoppolo, and somebody mentioned it last week. And I said, "Damn, that's so true." Garoppolo put that ball where he's supposed to put it. He put that ball in the end zone. If it's Goodwin. If it's somebody with that kind of a speed, they run under that. Sanders doesn't quite have that kind of speed. He
doesn't have speed, but he has some hands, though.
Yeah, he's great, but don't ask him to go too fast. He's not a 4.3 guy, a 4.2 guy. Anyway, but hey, Sergio, we're out of time. Sergio, let me see you tomorrow, fam. All right.
All right, Ronbo.
All right. Have a good night.
You guys have a good night.
So many things require time. And we're going to get to that. And speaking of time, as a GM of the San Francisco 49ers for the time that I was, people didn't realize the passion I had in building that team the way I did. And granted, I made some mistakes. I made numerous mistakes, and I had a problem getting along with people. I don't particularly like the Harbaugh family, and everybody knows that. And Colin Kaepernick and I, we just had philosophical differences that we just couldn't come to grips with. But people blame me entirely for that whole fiasco. I do apologize about Frank Gore. As I told you, I tried to work out a deal with him. when in reality, Carlos Hyde was my guy from the beginning. I thought, since we're being friends here, I'd go ahead and tell you the truth about everything. I sold my house and didn't make enough money on it. So if you 49er fans are still pissed off, you know where to find me. I'm in the Denver area, and I will be building this team to beat the 49ers. I don't know where that comes from. I think I like to channel Trent. Sometimes they even crack me up. Fair, I'm going to look for you tomorrow on Monday Night Raw. Let's do this thing, man. We're going to figure this out before everybody does. And listen, don't take writers, and Deion Sanders is just a clown. Don't take him seriously. We're not picking up Brady. Hit that like, Viv. I'll see you tomorrow. Niners!